CQ20, CQ 20 meters, kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, CQ, CQ 20 meters, CQ 20 meters, CQ, CQ, kilowatt 0, radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, any station, anywhere.
Kilowatt 0.
Kilo Charlie 1, Lima, Echo
Kilo
Alpha.
Charlie 3.
The Kilo Charlie 1 again, please.
Kilo Charlie 1, Lima, Echo Alpha.
Kilo Charlie 1, Lima Echo Alpha. Dan, how are you this afternoon?
Doing well, doing well. Just walking by the radio and heard you putting your call out, so I figured I'd pick it up and see if you could hear me down there. Over.
No problem at all. Yeah, the name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Nice little trip into the, well, kind of west of Boston area. I don't run preamp or anything. We got a good solid signal, 5.8, 5, and 9 on you there. Go ahead.
Yep, you're right at the top of 5.9. Nice signal, nice modulation, nice and level right across the board. Over.
Yeah, we just called CQ. We're trying to find ourselves an open spot here, and I don't see a lot of activity on the band from the waterfall. And we do this generally every afternoon about 2 o'clock Central. We're a little bit late today with a couple other things. And we're also live streaming on YouTube, like my friend down in Florida is. So we decided to give it a go, but we appreciate you giving us a call today, Roger.
Okay, Roger. Well, thanks for taking my call there. And yeah, like I said, your signal is nice and strong here. Solid 5.9, good modulation. Not a lot of QS Baker actually that I'm hearing. I think I saw a couple of guys down the spectrum on the 225 area, but you're the bright signal on the scope today. So again, thanks for picking up the signal, and I'm going to have to keep it short today. I'm going to get out and try to get a walk in. Working from home, and I need to get away from that desk. So I do appreciate you picking up my call, and I'm going to call 73 and listen out and talk to you soon. KC1LEA.
Hey, that's great, Dan. Hey, before you go, though, I got a quick question for you. On your QRZ page, the display you've got on your monitor, it looks like you've got a 7300. If you got a second, tell me your breakdown, how you've got that on the display. That's a really neat setup. Go ahead.
Yeah, that actually is not out of the 7300, unfortunately. I guess there's only one piece of software that will enable you to do rate control and get your 7300 up onto the screen. That's actually, I think, WebSDR. So I was listening to myself. I was listening to myself transmit, actually, seeing if I could see my signal at a remote site. I can't remember which website that is, but there was a couple of them. So yeah, that's what that is. But I hear you. It would be great to get that pan adapter right out of the rig up onto the screen. Over.
Yeah, that's a really cool layout, though. I may have to look into that. I've got a 7300 as well, and I've got the third-party software. And of course, it doesn't look anything like you have on your monitor. That's why I was curious. And that's in my alternate shack, or some people call it Studio B. Studio A, where I'm at now, we've got the Yaesu FTDX10, so that has the external monitor feature, and so I'm able to put that display on the big screen, and we also are just displaying it right now on the YouTube. So not only do you hear yourself, but you see your signal report, you can look at the oscilloscope, and you can look at the frequency ranges, your peaks and valleys on your audio, which is kind of cool. And then the last thing, I'll let you go, I'm a little jealous. So they got a little 103 back there, two-seater. That's a fun little thing. My brother and I have been flying off and on for umpteen numbers of years, and they look like a lot of fun. I bet they are, Roger.
Yeah, that's a Dragonfly. I don't own that one. That's a friend of mine's rig, and I've flown it with him a couple times. I'm a private pilot myself, but that yeah, he let me. We've gone up a few times, and it'll probably get up again this spring. But that's a real fun rig. They use it for hang glider towing primarily, and then just recreational stuff around the field when they can, when weather and time allow. Obviously, it's got what is it? The Rotax two-stroke, is it a 582? I don't know. I should know this. You probably know better than me. Yeah, just a real great little rig there. I guess with all the rigging on the wing, it's good for something like 5 positive and 3 or 4 negative or something that we'd never do. But really nice being out there in the environment when it's flying. It flies around, nicely at about 40, and real nice little fun little ship.
Yeah, that's great. That's really awesome. Well, we've kind of stumbled around with the LSAs. We got in with a friend of ours that's got a 152. And we bought another one as a project. It's a 152 straight tail, and we're converting it over to a tail dragger, and we're going to put a 180 in it. That should be fun. Hopefully, by midsummer thereabout, we'd like to get it completed and get it inspected and signed off. Just something to play around with. You're never too old to have enough fun, Roger.
I agree 100%. Yep, very good. It's nice always to talk to, as I put my shoes on here, to someone who's in ham radio and aircraft, so it's good stuff. A friend of mine has a straight tail 150. I love the way the thing looks. It's conventional, but he did an inspection on it, and the main gear is all fatigue cracked out on the bottom, so they got to pull some stuff out of it, and but you're going to do a tail wheel conversion, so that alleviates any of that risk or situational stuff. I think his plane was probably trained in pretty heavily back in the day. But boy, big motor on that little plane. Always love the look of the straight tail. That's fantastic. Good for you guys. I'd love to see it when it's complete. Back over to you.
Yeah, no problem, Dan. I won't hold you. I just wanted to make a quick comment on that. I have a feeling we could have a really long queue. So, it's amazing. Since Friday, on Fridays I usually do 40-meter Fridays. I live stream on 40 meters, and from 6 o'clock Central till 8:30, it was nothing but wall to wall. And I bet I met at least 8 or 9 hams that were also pilots. And it's amazing how the hobby crosses over on different aspects. But it's really interesting to talk to other people involved in aviation. Quite a deal, and stories and what have you could just go on and on and on. So I won't hold you from your walk, but I appreciate giving us a call. Again, if you're interested in checking out the QSO, the live stream, you could hear yourself on the air. You can just put in my call to YouTube or go to my QRZ page. We've got a link for it. It's just kind of a fun thing, and you get an idea, what it sounds like and what have you. So in the meantime, enjoy your walk. Thanks for giving us a call. Again, we're out here generally 2 o'clock Central during the week. So if you hear us again, stop in and say hi again, and we'll just we'll think about something else we can talk about in aviation. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a great week coming up as well. Kilo Charlie 1, Lima Echo Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 73's Dan.
Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Make sure I got that right. Great talking to you, KC1LEA. Absolutely, and I'll definitely check out the live stream. I'd like to hear how the radio sounds on the other end. That's always great, and it's always great when people do that. I think it's very helpful to the community overall. For guys to hear how their signals are coming through. And yes, absolutely. I got your call here, so I'm gonna look you up again, and I bet there's a lot of good conversations to be had about things we've done in the air. And I've only had my pilot's license for a couple years now, so love to chew the rag and hear what folks are doing. So stay safe out there, 73, and thanks for picking up the call. KC1LEA.
You bet. 73 Dan. We'll talk to you real soon. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, clear QRZ. Any station anywhere? I can hear you, station, but you sound like you might be off frequency. You're really low. Try it again for me, please. QRZ, K0RWB in Kansas City.
Kilo Alpha 1 Alpha.
Was it a Kilo Alpha 1 Alpha Kilo?
Negative. Kilo Alpha 1 Alpha November Whiskey. I will repeat. Kilo Alpha 1 Alpha November
okay, Sydney, I got you that time. A couple of stations at the same time. I was probably pulling 2 calls there, but I think we got you that time. Kilo Alpha 1, Alpha November Whiskey. Is that a Roger?
That's the QSL. That's the QSL. The name here is Sid. Sugar Item Delta, Sugar Item Delta, QPH is Langhorne, Pennsylvania. And I would appreciate your call. I didn't catch it, so back to you.
Yeah, okay, Sid. The call here is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. The name is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Roger? Yeah, okay, Sid, and I copy the HOA there. Yeah, it can be really limiting for sure, but I will say this, the ham radio community is a very creative bunch, so we always try to figure out a way to get on the air as best as possible, so it's working. You're not super strong, but I'm able to pull you out, turn a little bit of noise blank on it, what have you, and get rid of some of the noise that got you in there. But it's working, so 100 watts and a portable antenna is doing the job in the Kansas City, Roger? Well, Sid, I'm not sure you went there. You kind of dropped off on me there. I'm not even sure if you finished that round or not, but weren't able to pull you out that last little bit there. Maybe the band will come back around on us a little bit. It's really hard to tell. We haven't been out here too long to understand really how the band is acting today, but we did get to contact you. I did have you at about 5 and 3 on the signal report, so I'm going to log the contact and feel free to try again later. Maybe the band will get a little bit better, but I'm sorry, but we're not able to pull you out that last go-around. But, hey, listen, thanks for giving us a call anyway. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe and be well. And definitely look for us again. I'll say 7-3s for now. Kilo Alpha 1, Alpha November Whiskey, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
73s there, and thanks for the effort. K0RWB, K0RWB. Thanks again.
Yeah, you came up that time, Sid, but you're right at the noise level. I do apologize. But, hey, we can try it again later, no doubt. Maybe the band will be open for us. Again, enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe and be well. And we'll go ahead and say 7-3s. The K0RWB, QRZ. Any station anywhere?
This is Alpha 1.
The Kilo Charlie 3 Echo again.
Kona Beach.
Kilo Charlie 3 Echo Uniform, Roger. We did hear you too, Mark. Stand by real quick. We'll get this one here. We'll pick you up. Hey, Steve, how are you doing this afternoon? I copy the 100 watts in the vertical. Again, not super strong. I've got about a 5 and 3 noise level, and you're really close to that as well, Steve. I did copy Harrisburg, PA. Got you pulled up on QRZ. Boy, I'm sure hoping the band will get a little better as we go on here, but so far it's kind of mixed results there. Go ahead. Well, I appreciate you giving us a call, Steve. Like I said, when you give out your call, it was a little bit stronger, but again, I'm not sure what it's doing. Maybe it's that part of the country at the moment, but maybe as the afternoon goes on, I'm hoping it gets a little bit better there. But we kind of get out here when we get the time, and we work with the conditions that are given to us. But yeah, if you want to stick around later, you certainly can. We said we're live streaming on YouTube, so you can go to the QRZ page and go to the link, or go to YouTube, put in my call, and you can listen to your QSO, what short it was, or maybe try to see if the band gets better and listen later, and then come give me a call again. But thank you for giving us a try. I said about 5 and 3 in my receive, and I don't run any preamps, so that should be a pretty good indicator for us. Anyway, thanks for giving us a call. Be safe and be well. We'll talk with you soon again, I hope. Kilo Charlie 3, Echo Uniform, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, 7-3s. Okay, we'll clear with him, and let's see if Mark is still in there. Alpha 1, India Alpha. Good afternoon, Mark.
Good afternoon, K0, red, white, and blue, my good friend up there, 1,000 miles away. How you doing, brother? Good to hear you in there today, Randy. This is Alpha 1, Daytona Beach. Listen to me, I can't even finish my call. It's Alpha 1, Italy Alpha. There we go. I got to get myself on the good foot. Back to you. How you doing, brother?
Oh, we're doing good, man. It's Monday. It's a great day. The sun is shining, and boy, no complaints, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Did you have to pop a receive amp on for me?
Yeah, I did, just because it was right around the noise level, and I brought the beam down a little bit. I mean, they're there for a reason. I guess I can use them, right?
Well, yeah, I try to, I avoid them like the plague, but there are sometimes they do come in handy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I kind of looked over there, and
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before. That move I go to every once in a while that helps save a QSO or something. So, how's it going today, man? I'm noticing weird conditions. So far, the band seems pretty weak, but I'm sure it'll tighten up as the day moves on.
Yeah, you know, it's with only about 18 minutes in, and you know, it's not been super strong. I hit it once. That's one thing about live stream. When I hit the screen, you get to see it too. You can't hide anything, but it did help a little bit. I'm hoping it gets a little bit better. You know, well, I guess we'll just wait and see. But in the meantime, we're gonna call CQ. We'll see what kind of contacts we can make, and you know, let the conditions be as they are. And if they get a little better, you know, okay, great. Yeah, I'm still feeling pretty high from Friday. I mean, what a great time on 40 meters Friday evening. I mean, it was just I can't imagine. I look back and I can't understand how the time flew like that. But boy, great QSOs one after another. Everybody had great signals and so forth. And we're gonna start doing that a little bit more often, Roger.
Yeah, that was going to be my next comment, is how much you enjoyed the 40-meter experience there. Really nice. It's the reason why I get myself set up on 40. I kind of usually park on the extra portion of 40 meters and just kind of hang out there. And then from there, I kind of explore. And, you know, I never really came up to 22 often. until the Randy live streaming show. So there you go, my friend. So yeah, 40 was really was doing good, and I remember our QSO early on was not very well. We'd had very bad band conditions, and I remember predicting that the band would open up as the day went longer, and it sure did, didn't it?
You did. It got a little better. Yeah, we had 3 separate ones, of course, and I think we were first on 20 and then a couple of times on 40. But, yeah, as the evening wore on, it got better and better, and that was pretty cool. So I'm glad to see that. And that's why I was so excited. I mean, it just and, of course, I mean, you don't really meet bad operators. I mean, everybody's really nice and cordial and has lots to say and so forth. This makes it really cool. And, you know, I have a chance to check in and what have you. And I stopped at 8:30 and probably could have kept going another hour or two. And there are a lot of other stations out there. And I felt kind of bad, but, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But the mailman just came by, Mark, which is pretty cool. So we've got a new card here that just showed up. That was real nice. And I got another one that came here out of Massachusetts. I love the lobster, which is pretty cool as well. So I do appreciate everybody taking the time to send a card. We're still waiting for ours to get printed, so I don't have anything at the moment. We're trying to get that rectified, and hopefully I can get some returns out there. But very nice for people to take the time to do that, Mark. Roger?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Speaking of which, I'm in the process. I have a set of cards right now. They're pretty basic and pretty generic. You know, they have a lightning bolt across them. But I have 5 children, and they're all grown. And but my my two daughters are extremely artistic. One is commercially artistic and drew me up the AA 1IA man. So that's going to be my next QSL card, and I'll make sure and that's coming up real soon. So I'll make sure I get you a couple down there. Over.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I look forward to it. No problem at all. And I just happened to glance over at the waterfall, and all of a sudden I see about 5 or 6 different signals. So maybe 20 is starting to open after all. You're still holding very solid. So yeah, maybe we're in for a little treat this afternoon, and we'll see what other contacts are out there. It'd be kind of nice to make some today. Roger.
Yep, you're a solid 5 and 9 now at the moment, man, and sounding good. Sounding good. You're at Station A.
We are at Studio A today. Thank you for reminding that, because I've got to update on the edit there. You know, there's so many different things that are moving, and I have a hard time of keeping track to it. And so I'm glad that you just spurred me to do the update on the title. So we've got that squared away. So thank you for doing that. So maybe there's some other things you can put on my list that I can keep track of, Roger.
Yeah, what you might want to jot what you're doing for you know, somewhere on your title, or maybe underneath it. I don't know how YouTube works, but exactly what you know, what you're using. That would be nice. I know you're using power, but I have no idea what kind of amp you're using. I know you got that antenna that you're always bragging about, and boy, I'd like to get one of those too, but it would blow over in the 100-mile-an-hour winds that we had here. So what's the amp over there? Over?
It's an ACOM 1000 is what we're currently using.
Oh, past the Grey Poo Pond.
Yeah, okay. You keep telling yourself that. If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, beautiful amp. You know, your friend Alex there is using one of those. What the heck is the name of them? Do you know the one he's using?
Yeah, he's using a Mercury amplifier. It's getting quite popular. Doug up in Long Island, KB2 UKA has one, and there's a few others out there as well. Beautiful amplifier, and it's kind of like building your own kit. I haven't looked at it too much, but Alex was telling me about how he had what items and things he had to build to get it working. But apparently, it's quite a nice little amplifier.
Yeah, Roger. I had heard about Mercury amplifiers before I had heard about Alex and everything, but never really followed through with it. And it was nice to see his in operation that day, and the way he had his station set up. He had like the half shot on him. I mean, you got your station set up beautiful. I mean, that doesn't get any better than this, right? For your display for YouTube. But on his, it had just a picture of his amp and him. So you didn't get any info. All you got was him. So you get much more information from you. But one thing you do get is you get a shot of that big fat amplifier of his. So I don't know. What does that thing put out? A kilowatt?
This is rated for 1200. And, I could put a camera on it. The only thing you're going to see when it says output power get pretty boring pretty quick, which I don't know. It might be better than having to look at me, though, on the stream, Roger.
No, you do. So you have, by the time we all get together, I'm going to have all your idiosyncrasies down, man, because you got a whole realm full of movements that you do, man, and that you don't even know about. So, we're going to have a heyday on you, Oba.
Yeah, I can tell. We had a presentation by Bob Heil on Saturday, and we had an opportunity to ask some questions and stuff. And of course, I've spoken to him many times in the past, and I will never forget the first time we spoke. He told me I had a face for radio, which I thought was really nice. Of course, it took me a while to figure out what he meant, Roger.
Yeah, Bob Heil. I just purchased the recently upgraded Bob Heil radio handbook, so we definitely put a little bit of stock in what Bob has to say, especially in microphones, and his influence stretches far and wide in the music industry also.
Well, I'll tell you, it's out there on YouTube because Alex put it on. So if anybody's interested in the presentation Bob did, you can go to Alex's channel, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform, for the presentation Bob did on Saturday. So it's there, it's available for playback. And the information he relayed about, like for DX Audio Punch and how to set up your microphone into your radio and where that band should be set for that particular segment. I mean, it's phenomenal. It never gets old. You learn everything every time you hear him. So that was kind of nice. It was being recorded, so it's going to be out there again to be played back. So, if, again, those who are watching the stream or those that are listening, what a great free setup. Instead of having to pay to have this done, you do it yourself, and Bob tells you exactly how to do it. It's a pretty cool deal, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, now I got to change the subject on you because I'm listening to your diversity style, which is two separate receivers. You know the deal, how I listen to you sometime. Well, what I'm hearing now is I'm hearing different audio out of you on this particular studio. So have you made any audio adjustments?
No, what you're going to get between Studio A and B is the rig and and probably the microphone to say be the difference. This is the 781, and we don't run EQ on this one. The 7300 in Studio B runs a little bit of processing with the EQ, but it's an ICM Heil mic, so a little bit different setup, and that's really what you can see. I think they're both fairly close, but there's a distinct difference to them as well.
Yeah, I get that. I'm going purely on what I'm hearing out of my two speakers, which is slightly different out of each antenna, my audio readout or display doesn't look at all like you know, what it doesn't look like what I'm hearing. You know, I'm hearing, you know, it looks beautiful and it sounds different. So it sounds to me like you were doing something different, but it's probably just me. Over.
No, once I got these settings set from my friend Terrence in Knoxville, we saved them to the SD card, locked it down, and have not made any changes at all. So it could be propagation. It's hard telling, but it sounds about the same in my headphones. And sorry, that what you see is what you get.
Yeah, man, and that's good stuff. It's all good audio. I guess I'm getting really picky because it really sounds great, man. It always sounds great, but yeah, perhaps it is bad conditions. You're still a solid 5'9". The audio is still like you're sitting right next to me, so congratulations. It's working, brother. Hey, nice working you today, Randy, and I'm sure there's others in there that are going to want to work you, but it is nice to have a nice long QSO every once in a while, my friend. So stay healthy. Hope you had a great Easter. I cooked up a prime rib roast of about, what was it, four ribs on it, so it was huge. It was, I ate so much. It was so good. Woo! I tell you, man, do you know how to eat over here? It was good stuff. So happy Easter to you, my friend. Have a great day, and we'll talk at you soon. K0RWB, AA1IA.
Okay, Mark. Always a pleasure. Yeah, I just pulled you up there real quick, so now everybody gets to see the voice of Daytona Beach as well. Yeah, good to talk to you as always, and I'm glad you stopped in. And man, I'll try to work on my audio later, get it back the way you where you said it was. So I'm not sure what I'd have to do, but we'll figure something out. Who knows? Yeah, it was a great day yesterday, so I'm hoping everybody else had a good one as well. Anyway, enjoy there, and I'm sure we'll talk again yet this week. We should be back out here each day this week. That's the intention. Looking forward to Friday, by all means. I'm really excited about that. So enjoy 7-3s. Be safe, be well, Mark. Always a pleasure. Alpha 1 Indy Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3.
Kilo Bravo 2, Echo Lima Alpha.
Okay, we'll go ahead and clear with Mark. K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City. QRZ, I did hear a Kilo Bravo 2 station. Come back with the complete call, please.
Okay, good afternoon, Randy.
And IPE.
Radio Bravo, Whiskey Bravo. This is Kilo Bravo 2, Echo Lima Alpha, over.
Okay, Kilo Bravo 2, Echo Lima Alpha. Miguel, how are you this afternoon?
Okay, Randy, doing great. I got you in YouTube. I see what you do. You're doing something like Alexander also. Okay, your beautiful signal down here in Southwest Florida. You 5-9++, Randy. K0RWB, KB211.
Yeah, well, fine business. Well, thanks for giving us a call. Cape Coral, I guess, in the area. Got your page pulled up here. And we're just having a good time here this afternoon. It looks like the band is starting to tighten up a little bit, coming around, and we'll see if we can make a few contacts. Well, you've got a beautiful setup on your shack, by the way, between the screens and the lighting. Yeah, you did a terrific job there. I didn't look at the signal. I didn't have to. It was that bright. It was that loud. But I'll look next go around. But I'm sure. You've got 5.9+ signal, Roger.
Okay, right, yeah, wow. That's what you got. You got a 5.9++. And I probably write down the STD 3000, the microphone is the Gold Line Plus Ohio. Running about 400 watt antenna you see on my page. The Alpha 3 Sierra from Tucson. It's about 50 feet off the ground, Randy. Okay, Randy. So I'll let you go. So I know many people waiting on you to listen later on YouTube. All my best to you. Have a great afternoon. Have a nice week and be safe. Kilo Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo from Kilo Bravo 2 Echo Lima, forward.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Well, I appreciate it, and thank you for checking out the live stream there. We've got your page put up as well. Terrific setup you've got Miguel. Yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. That's terrific. I thought I had a fairly decent setup, and I see yours, and I'm beginning to wonder maybe I need to make some changes. Oh, don't forget, on my QRZ page, we've got another free gift card giveaway on Wednesday evening. If you're interested in signing up for that, you can go to my QRZ page with information, or if you're on the live stream, you can go to the live chat, put in your call sign, and K4P, Kilo 4 Papa for Papa Phil, kidney for Papa Phil up in Michigan. So if you're interested, do that. And like I said, we'll do the drawing Wednesday evening, and we'll see what happens. But we've got a local amateur radio store that has provided the gift certificates, and it could be fun for you. If not, no problem, but thank you for checking in, Miguel, and I'm glad we got a chance to work. I don't see a contact with us before, so thank you very much for the first one. And, yeah, I think your signal was almost 20 over, so very nice pipeline between us. Enjoy the rest of your day. You be safe and be well. Have a great week ahead. And I'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo Bravo 2, Echo Lima Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3.
7-3, Randy. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
7-3. This is K0RWB, reigning Kansas City, QRZ, any stations anywhere.
Whiskey Alpha 4, India, Papa, Echo.
That was a nice bright signal. Whiskey Alpha 4, India, Papa, Echo. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Just great, Randy. Thank you for taking the call. It's WA4IPE. The name's Rob, short for Robert. I'm located in Central Florida, about halfway between Tampa and Orlando. Been watching you for about the last 30 minutes on the tube and enjoying it. Boy, what a station you've got. Copying okay up there today, Randy? Over.
Oh, yeah. You're, well, you'll see it here in a second. You're plus 10, and the audio is nothing but you. And, you know, I'll have to, one, you've got a good signal. Two, I attribute to the radio. This digital noise reduction. If there's a little noise or hiss on the air, I hit the button and all I hear is people's audio. And it's a really great way to filter out just some of the bass noise. And, yeah, it sounds like you're not next to me, but you're right here in the same yard, Roger.
Well, we'll accept that and run with it for what we've got. HOA is limiting, but there's a cute story to go with that. We moved into the hood here 2.5 years ago. Expanded the house. Mom's with us, 89-year-old mom. And the first 2 months we were in here, we went to the annual HOA association meeting, and I was a retired businessman, and lo and behold, they said, we need a president. And so I walked into the president's position, unwanting it, but then I thought again and said, you know, maybe that's a good thing with the HOA and the antennas and all of that. So long story short, I do have a doublet up. It's in the backyard. It is visible. There are several poles in the backyard supporting it, and nobody said anything. So it was kind of worth it. Over.
Oh, so you had a little alternative motive. Well, again, I think that if it's done in good taste and it's not you know, put together haphazard and stuff, I would see no foul in that. I mean, you know, maybe somebody doesn't want a 4 quad or something like that in their neighbor's backyard. I could certainly see that, but there are other antennas that are relatively low profile, and I think they should be able to be used. Roger?
Oh, I agree with you 100%. And actually, we've had a good time with it. The house is a fairly high roof line, and you really can't see into the backyard. Retention pond up against one side of us, and so it really worked out to good. And we enjoyed it, enjoyed working with the association for 2 years, and then turned it over about 2 months ago and got out of it. So I did my term. Everything, let's see, the rig here. Currently, I'm running the FTDX 1200. I've got a 756 Pro 3, but the little 1200 is just my go-to radio. I just enjoy it. It's just easy. The audio's, you know the story. That's into the doublet. I've got an AL80B as a backup, and I'm currently running the AL800H, not to be confused with the 811H. A lot of people don't know that there was an 800H. That's two 3CX800s, and currently doing about 750 watts, something like that. We don't work it hard. It's got the original set of tubes in it, and they're still going good. Retired here. Cindy retired 35 years with International Paper, HR. And like you, we enjoy fishing, except we're more towards the saltwater flats fishing. We do some freshwater fishing up on the St. Johns River here in Central Florida, but primarily we enjoy Southwest Florida around Boca Grande, Boquilla, Pine Island, and enjoy the redfish and the snook. K0RWB, WA4IPE.
No, that's terrific. Well, it's again, the equipment's working, and I think anytime you can get a line in the water is always a good thing. We had a little opportunity yesterday afternoon for about an hour and a half, and we did okay. Real nice a chance to get out there. So, well, I'm hoping that the changes as the president of the HOA are set in stone and aren't able to be revoked down the road. At least I would certainly hope not. So that's great. Well, I appreciate you checking out the stream. We try to make it as entertaining as possible as what it can be. It's still amateur radio. We do not do 5.9 QRZ. That's not what I enjoy doing. And I think with the live stream, it does add a little bit more to it. If you have a chance to, see what what's on their mind, how things are going in their neighborhood and those kind of things. And that's kind of what we do. And we make a few contacts in the process, well, all the better. And this is a terrific community. And I think everybody kind of feels the same way about it. We're all respected for one another. And we do what we can while we can. And, of course, the band is propagation is always a deciding factor, but it seems like third contact in a row in Florida, so it seems as though the band is definitely working down there. A little bit more of a struggle, up in the New England states, but that could come around as well there, Roger.
Oh, yeah, it's subject to, I understand. Been around about 46 years. Novice back then, went straight to general. That's the code days, back when everything was code. And chased the career and the wife and the child for a few years. Never let the license lapse, but I wasn't active. And then about 10 years ago, I got back into it. Retired 7 years ago, and just kind of enjoying the hobby, shall we say. I'm like you. I don't do well, I don't know about you doing contests, but I don't do a 5.9 and get the heck out of here. One of my pet peeves when I first started and got my general ticket, I enjoyed RTTY back when we were using the ASR 28s, if you know, the old mechanical systems, and you could carry on a QSO on RTTY. And anyway, after the hiatus with the career and the kid and the family and all of that, I came back into it, and I was real excited about getting on teletype, electronic, and enjoying some QSOs and making contacts. And boy, what a letdown when I found out that what they do is exchange signal report, grid square, and 7.3. In a matter of about 15-second contact, you were done. What a bummer. But that's the way it is. Now, Randy, I know there are a lot of people out here that can hear your signal, and there's a lot in Florida. So if you want to go work other stations, I certainly understand. We could probably go on. I heard you talking about the aircraft. I've made a right seat dead stick landing in a Beechcraft Bonanza A36. That's the conventional tail. That was unexpected. So we could probably share a few stories as well. Over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Again, it's amazing the number of ham operators that are also pilots, and or vice versa, however you want to look at it. That's a very very unique hobby, and also can be as taxing as amateur radio if you get into the nuts and bolts of it. So yeah, it is what it is. Again, we try to be respectful of everybody else's time. The people that are standing by who want a chance to get in, we certainly understand that. And but I do try to respect everyone's time and don't like to to cut people off per se. If the signal drops out and they can't hear you, we probably have to move on, those kind of things. But again, this is all about having fun and a little bit of fellowship and making contacts. And if it helps somebody in some way, whether it's get a chance to hear themselves on the air, that's kind of what intrigued me about it when I started doing this just about 10 weeks ago. And I had a lot of encouragement to do it. I don't know of any other stations in the Midwest that are doing this. A lot of East Coast. I think there's one in Mississippi, and there may be West Coast too, but I'm not aware of it. So it's just a kind of a little niche kind of thing we're doing. We're having an absolute ball with it. I think people are enjoying it as well, and not only making contacts, but we're getting comments on the live stream, in the chat, and those kind of things. So we'll just keep doing it until people say, hey, we don't want to see your face anymore, which was not my first intention. And if we have to, we'll just go back to making traditional contacts. But in the meantime, this is a lot of fun, and I think people are getting something out of it there, Roger.
Oh, yeah, and adds a new dimension being able to see live while you're doing it. Certainly does. Great idea. Okay, well, if you want to be honest about it, I'm going to be honest about it and say it's 4 o'clock, and that's generally the time that the three of us meet on the back porch. Cindy and I will have a glass of wine, and Mom will have a screwdriver. So that's kind of what we're going to do too. I did subscribe so I can always be alerted when you come back with a live stream, and hopefully jump in here and say hi again another day soon, not too distant future. Until then, Randy, God bless you. Have a great evening out there. Stay safe, and best to you and the family. K0RWB. RWC was a friend of mine, and that's just hard to come out with a B. K0RWB, WA4IPE, 73, Randy.
Yeah, but pleasure is all mine, and certainly know about the back porch. We'll be doing that here a little later ourselves. So, but yeah, thank you for subscribing. Again, if you want to be considered, enter, qualify, whatever for Wednesday's free gift certificate giveaway, you can go to the chat, put in your call sign. Got to make sure that your email is good in QRZ, because I have no way of getting a hold of people other than that. But yeah, feel free to do that. Put in K4P, which is kidney for Papa Phil, our ham up in Michigan, who's in need of a kidney. We're trying to get the word out, awareness for kidneys, transplants, and those kind of things, and just trying to do our small part. And if not, no problem. I'm sure we have others that would do it, but we want to make it open and available to everybody. But enjoyed it. Nice signal. Yeah, we're going to be here 2 o'clock Central every day. That's the intention. And Friday, we jumped down on 40 meters, 40-meter Fridays. We had an absolute ball last Friday. I'm looking forward to this one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe and be well down there, and look forward to the next time. Whiskey Alpha 4, India Papa Echo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3.
7-3.
It's K0RWB, QRZ, any station, anywhere.
Whiskey 4, November,
I was able to pull out the Whiskey 4 station. The Whiskey 4 station, come back with your call.
Whiskey 4, November, Delta, Kilo, mobile.
Okay, we got ourselves a mobile station. Outstanding. Whiskey 4, November, Sierra Kilo. Roger?
Negative. Whiskey 4, November, Delta, Kilo.
Yeah, my apologies. I got fat fingers on the keyboard. Got you that time. Nathan, good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, I'm very fine. And what is your name, sir? Over.
Yeah, the name here is Randy, and the QTH, we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Go ahead.
Roger, Randy. This is Nate, and I am in Key Largo, Florida now. I am about 2 miles north of Key Largo. Our 2-day drive is just about complete. Over.
Wow, 5 minutes, and you're rolling down the road there, are you?
QSL, yes, with a Yaesu FT891 hooked into a Bio-Inno battery because it's a rental car, and a mag mount on the roof with a hand stick. Over.
Oh, 5 minutes. Well, I hope I don't distract you here on the air. I hope you're able to keep hands on the steering wheel there, Roger.
Oh, I'm fine. I've got the, this has all the safety features on the 2020 Odyssey. So the lane assist and cruise is on, so it's radared onto the car in front of me, and I'm just going along this one-lane road on each side. Lights rolling down the window, XYL, and taking pictures of the Everglades. Over.
Well, that's got to be great. Well, it might be a little warm, I would guess, they've had a little bit of warm weather the last week or 10 days. They're about might be a little warm for you, but I'll bet the scenery is well worth it there, Roger.
Roger, we're going over the flyover bridge right now in North Key Largo, and you went up 20 over 9, even more than that, over.
Well, that just tells you what the salt water will do. And your signal is really solid as well for mobile. You haven't faded. And usually, you know, the band or the signal will jump up and down on the mobile, but you've been really solid. And that copy, you said you're running a LiPo battery as well, Roger?
QSL LiPo battery, yes. Yeah, I charge it up at night. And I've also got a way to charge it here in the car if I need to, an inverter. So, yeah, we were going over, it's basically a bridge here over the Everglades, and we're almost in Key Largo. I'll try it off the dock sometime at the hotel, too. But thanks for giving me the report. But, yeah, the battery's working, I believe. I don't know how long it would work. It's never run out on me yet. Over.
No, you know, it's great. It's working really, really well. We've never been successful in mobile, but we've done okay portable work, and have used LiPo batteries as well, and back in 2016 for the National Parks on the Air program, and they do hold up quite well. They give you a lot of good energy, but when they drop like a rock. But you usually get a little bit of warning when that happens. But yeah, you know, if you didn't catch it, we are live on YouTube. You want a chance to listen to the QSO. You might find that rather interesting in the mobile like that. But you can do it two ways. You can go to YouTube, put in my call, or you can go to my QRZ page. I have a link for it. And then, of course, today's date. And about 47, 48 minutes in, you get a chance to listen to the playback. I think you might find it interesting, Roger.
QSL would love to. Could you give me your call again? I'm driving, and I haven't written it down. I might have to XYL and jot it down for the other.
Yeah, no problem. The call is K0RWB Radio Whiskey Bravo, red, white, and blue.
K0RWB, red, white, and blue. Got it. Thanks a lot. And back to you.
Yeah, it's your signal dropped a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of wiring or something overpass-wise, but again, this is the fourth contact in Florida, so apparently the band is open quite a little bit down there, Roger.
QSL, yes, I'm behind 2 layers of high tension lines on either side of the main road now that I got off the bridge. Over.
Yeah, see, I had a feeling there was something that was causing the interference. You came up again that time a little bit, but gosh, for the setup you've got, I mean, it's working terrific for you.
Yeah, QSL. The power just picked up from the power lines, and it's a lot of noise here. But once I get off this main road over towards the back of the water, it's going to be much better. Over.
Yeah, well, again, I think the way the setup is working now, and you're going to put it off, set it up on the side in a stationary configuration while you're down there. I think you're going to do really, really well, because so far it's just working phenomenal.
Roger. Well, we should be doing some photos down here, so look for me when I get registered on the photo site. Well, I'm gonna sign now. I'm getting ready to pull to the hotel in about 3 minutes. But K0RWB, red, white, blue. It's a pleasure talking to you. I'll say 7 November Delta Mobile.
Okay, Nate. Hey, thank you so much for the mobile. That was pretty cool, man. Be safe and be well down there. Keep your hands on the wheel, of course. And yeah, we're out here 2 o'clock Central for a few hours each day during the week, or until the band dies down or what have you. So if you hear us again, give us a call, and we'll see how things are going for you that time. But did enjoy it this afternoon. It kind of made my day there on the mobile. That's pretty cool. 7-3s, and I'm sure we'll work again. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo, K0RWB Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3s, Nate. Okay, we'll go clear with him. I believe maybe there was a QRP station in there a while ago. If there's a QRP station, come back with your call sign, K0RWB. I got a Kilowatt 1 whiskey.
Kilowatt 1 whiskey Norway. What's the QTH I can put in the bin?
The QTH is Kansas City, Missouri, basically. We're 35 miles east of Kansas City on the Missouri side. Roger?
Yeah, okay. Very good. K0RWB, K1WN. My name is Bill. QTH is 10 miles south of Boston. It's raining, and we're running a KS3 with 3 watts. Over.
Wow, that's pretty good for 3 watts. You know, there's a lot of room out here, and I've got a couple of KCs up calling, so I've got a little bit of noise, but we were able to pull you out, Roger.
Okay, we just kicked in the amp, so that's with about 75. We were running 3 watts. We were running 3 watts into a 3-element step-up at about 55 feet, so that may help.
Yeah, that made a little bit of difference, probably around 5.8 and 5.9. But yeah, it's interesting what you can do on low wattage when the bands are open, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, you certainly can. And you're a solid 15/9. Great audio.
Well, I appreciate that. I wish I could say I had something to do with it, but I didn't. There's a little bit of adjustments with the EQs in the rig and the microphone. Otherwise, there's nothing in between. This is the Heil PR 781, and we didn't do it by ourselves. We had a lot of help, of course, and I will not take credit for the way it sounds. Well, I take it back. If it sounds good, I set it up. If it sounds bad, it was my other friend, Roger.
Yeah, it was Heil. Yeah, we got the 7081 on a Yaesu that we're running here. We have a 2000 FD 2000D, so we got the Heil mic on that. Okay, just the name of the QTH, but really nice talking to you. And like I said, just tell me the radio you're operating on.
Yeah, the radio is the new Yaesu FTDX10.
I should have known that, right?
Well, somebody mentioned earlier, maybe in the title or what have you, I should tell people what I'm running. I really kind of reluctant to do that because some people might think that's boasting. I don't. It's just what works for me, Roger.
Yeah, no, I just kicked it up a little. Yeah, no problem. I brought the FD 2000 Delta years ago, and it's still here in the shack. And now I got the KX3 with a 100-watt amp that I play with when I kick it on. But I still like the 2000D. I'll tell you though, and it has nothing to do with the 2000D or the KX3 Electrocraft, but this KX3 really hears a lot better, and you get a lot of the bells and whistles, which you can actually do on a 2000. Hey, you're sounding good, and that's the main thing. So 7.3, and just the name and the way out. The name here is Bill, and the QTH is 10 miles south of Boston. The name of the town is Braintree. So back it comes to just the name and 7.3, and I hope the ESO is good.
Oh, yeah. Well, I brought the beam up your direction a little bit, so you came up in my receive, so I'll come up, and not that we needed to, but I like to be dead on if I can. So, but yeah, I said we're currently live on YouTube. And if you'd like to hear the short QSO we had or on the playback, you can go to YouTube, put in my call, or go to my QRZ page. We've got a link for it. And you could probably start fast forward to about 55 minutes in. Yeah, when you brought a little power up, boy, you came up really strong meter-wise, but your audio came up really nice as well. So dialed in. And by the way, that 2000 is a terrific radio, even to this day. I was looking for one years ago when I got started, and they were either too far away or too far out of the price range, but still a great radio to this day. But hey, thanks for giving us a call, and nice to work you. I do not see a contact for us before, so thank you for the first one. We're generally out here 2 o'clock Central during the week, so if you hear us out there again, give us a call and stop back in again, and we'll just see what's happening in your world. So anyway, be safe and be well, and have a great week ahead. Kilo 1, Kilo November, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo.
No, it's Kilowatt 1 Whiskey Norway. Kilowatt 1 Whiskey Norway. Willie Nelson for the 2-meter crowd. But yeah, no, we've worked before. I didn't recognize you start talking. Okay, well, but we have worked before, and I've actually have been following you on YouTube, and you got a nice channel there. Very best for 7.3s, and we hopefully talk to you again. K0RWB clear. Ciao.
Yeah, my mistake. I hit the wrong button there, and it didn't show it, but now it does show the contact. My apologies. Maybe it's going to be one of those days. Well, I had coffee, so there's no excuse there. Hey, thanks again, though. I do appreciate it. And, yeah, again, come back anytime. We'll pick it up where we left off. Say 7.3s, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ, any station, anywhere. I did hear a Whiskey Hotel station. Whiskey Hotel station, come back with your call, please.
Kilowatt Alpha 5, Whiskey Hotel, Ontario, in New Hampshire.
Okay, Kilo Alpha 5, Whiskey Hotel. I believe that's what you said there. K0RWB, back to you.
Nope, there's a O in there. Who? Kilowatt Alpha 5, Whiskey Hotel, Ontario.
Yeah, and here I was trying to cheat, wasn't I? My apologies. I'll get it in here. I've got either a real narrow keyboard or my fingers grew in the last hour or so. Anyway, I got you that time, Dale. My apologies. Hey, thanks for giving us a call. Again, the name here is Randy, and we're 35 miles east of Kansas City. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Randy. Yep, Dale here, and we're in the central part of New Hampshire, and you're just putting a beautiful signal in here. And we're just running barefoot right now on an old Yaesu FT DX 1200.
Wow, well, you're 10 over, so you've probably got, what, a 7 or 8 element beam in the air?
And just wanted to jump in and let you know you really sounded wonderful over this way.
Yeah, my mistake. I doubled with you. I said, what do you got, a 7 or 8 element beam in the air to sound 10 over?
What's that?
I said, what do you got in the air for an antenna, a 7 or 8 element beam, because you're 10 over?
No, a little old tri-bander up about 40 feet.
Well, I guess that'll do it for you. Yeah, terrific signal. You know, I'm wondering why I've got some expensive electric bill running power when you guys sound just as good barefoot. It's pretty nice setups. It sounds like the band's coming around. An hour ago, it was really, really bad. We've been out here for about an hour, but a couple of stations in your part of the world, and I really had a hard time pulling them out. But, boy, you sound good. That's terrific.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we have an app here, but we thought you sounded so good that we thought we'd just try barefoot. So you running some power?
Yeah, I just think it might help a little bit. I'd hate to be live on YouTube calling CQ all afternoon. Nobody heard me. So at least this way I can run some power and maybe I can reach a few people, Roger.
Yeah. So you do YouTube. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, we're streaming live currently. We've been doing this now for about 10 weeks. We come out here about 2 o'clock Central for a few hours or until the band dies. Make a few contacts. It's just a little different, kind of a little extra element of ham radio because Dale, not many times do we have a chance to hear us on the air, and you're able to do this, of course, with the video playback. Or there's about a 30-second lag between the transmit over the air and then through YouTube, probably with their servers. But it's kind of a fun deal. You get a chance to see your signal strength. You get a look at your audio inflections on the oscilloscope and the wave patterns on the scope as well. Roger.
Oh yeah, that's pretty neat. Sounds pretty interesting. I might have to go there and see what you're doing there. I would assume just your call sign.
Yeah, that's correct. You can go to YouTube and just put in my call, or you can go to my QRZ page, and I have a link for it. You can click on the link, and it takes you right to it. And then, of course, it would be, the video for today. And probably you could fast forward to about the 1 hour mark is about when you and I started talking. And like I said, it's kind of a neat deal. You know, some people have, little audio issues or those kind of things, and it's really hard to describe over the air sometimes. And, when they're able to listen to it, they may, maybe have a hot mic or something isn't quite set up or those kind of things. And, so that it can be beneficial. And again, it's kind of nice to be able to hear yourself, Roger.
Yeah, that's correct. That could certainly help in a lot of different conditions. That's for sure. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I'll have to go there. I'm trying to do it now, but nothing ever works right.
Well, it's the way it always is for me. When you want something to work, it doesn't, and when you don't need it, it's just fine. But yeah, it's unusual for things to work on cue for me. It's kind of a work in progress. We have 3 monitors going with 3 different screens and so forth, and we're kind of juggling and trying to pay attention to the camera at the same time. That's really the downside of the live stream. You've got to look at my ugly face, but that wasn't my idea. That was the YL. She thought it'd be nice to put a face to radio, but I didn't think you could do that. But apparently now we can. Roger.
You keep blaming that on her.
I'm still having a heck of a time.
I know.
The phone won't in the way, but anyways, we'll probably pay attention when we go away. We'll see who else is contacting there.
Yeah, no problem, Dale. Well, I'm glad you gave us a call, and yeah, you sound terrific up there. So I'm glad to see that the New England states are coming back around this afternoon, and hopefully you've gotten rid of all your snow. Spring is on the way for you. We feel like we've hit early summer all of a sudden, so I'm not going to say yay or nay. I'm just going to take it for what it is. But yeah, like I said, give a look, give a listen if you're interested. And we're out here 2 o'clock Central again during the week. And if you hear us again, give us a call back, and we'll pick it up again. But we did appreciate you giving us a call, taking the time. So in the meantime, be safe and be well. Have a great week, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again, Roger.
Yeah, okay, Randy. Yeah, it was real nice. Pleasure chatting with you. Like having a QSO once in a while, a real one instead of just your 5'9". See you later. But yeah, thanks, and we'll certainly look for you again. K0RWB, K5WHO.
Yeah, fine business, Dale. Yeah, we're not a big fan of 5'9" K0RZ unless it's a contest, and this is not. This is a nice, friendly community that I enjoy talking with, and I like to make sure people get equal time. Again, thank you again. Enjoy the day, and we'll say 7-3s. Kilo Alpha 5 Whiskey Hotel Oscar, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3s, K0RWB, K0RZ, any station, anywhere.
You're in and out. I don't know if I can get back to you or not. W4, TSA. Uniform 4, Yankee, November Charlie.
Well, I get a little weak station out there on the in the Carolinas, but if I don't answer him, he'll be pestering me all afternoon. Bobby, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. You're 5'9" most of the time, but you're in and out. But anyway, your audio is marvelous as always. Rick, Randy, excuse me. Hope you're doing okay, buddy.
Yeah, you know, it's a Monday. The sun is shining. Got decent weather for a change. Everything is good. I had coffee, and I got air in my lungs and a roof over my head. And I'm on the radio. There's no downside there, Roger.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. We got a beautiful day here in northeastern North Carolina also. Actually, it's a little warm in the shack here. My shack's outside. I call it my dog house, my outhouse, or whatever, but I built it especially for my radio shack to get it out of the house, and didn't want all that RF floating around, but might have to turn that air on here shortly. It's a little bit warm in here there, over.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think it's kind of heading north. I know it's been quite warm down in the Florida area. I think we're in the mid-70s, which I'm not complaining. Again, I can't control it, but I'll take this versus instead of 10 degrees, I'll take the mid-70s, no doubt. So, again, I can find some shade if I need to, and I can look out the window if I want. So yeah, it's still there. In the meantime, I get a chance to play radio. All is good, Roger.
Yeah, that's a good deal. We're about 72, it looks like. Tomorrow, 81, Wednesday, 81, Thursday, 79. So looks like it has set in, and I am sure glad I'm not in favor of cold temperatures. All right, I won't hold you in there. I did want to say hi, let you know that your RF was getting into northeastern North Carolina, Randy.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's always good to hear you, Bobby. I was just running across some calls earlier to get added to the list and ensure they were on there, and I came across yours, and I don't know what it is that's sticking with me. Maybe it's the audio on your end. I'm not sure which, but I said, yeah, I just had a little smile on my face, and sure enough, there you are. But like I said, if I didn't answer, you'd be pestering me all afternoon. So I'm glad we got a chance to talk and get it out of the way, Roger.
Yeah, for sure. All right, my hero. Take care, buddy. Good luck. Doing a great job. W4 TSH clear. Bye-bye.
Okay, Bobby. Take care. Kilo 4 Tango Sierra Hotel. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. K0RZ. Ooh, the big pileup. Sorry, folks. See if we can grab them here the best I can. There was a November 1 station. Try it again.
November 1.
Yes, Kilo Bravo Whiskey. November 1. Whiskey India Bravo.
November 1, Kilo Bravo Radio. Roger.
November 1, Whiskey India Bravo.
Well, there may be two of you. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right ones at the right time. No, I did hear November 1, Kilo Bravo Radio. Roger. I could be wrong. All right, let's go with the November 1 again.
Yes, sir. My call, November 1, Whiskey India Bravo. Number 1, World International Broadcast, Berlin, Connecticut.
Now, see, Larry, if you'd have said that in the beginning, I probably would have got it straight away. Hey, that's a great acronym, though. Congratulations. Good afternoon, Larry. Nice to hear you, and thanks for giving us a call in Connecticut. The QTH here is 35 miles east of Kansas City, Missouri, so nice little contact this afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, see, that's the way to call. Yeah, second time caller, Randy. I talked to you maybe about a month or so ago. Good to hear you. Signal's up and down, but you're about a 5859, and you have beautiful audio on that beautiful radio. I'm hoping you have a monitor hooked up to that. That is a wonderful radio.
Well, yes and no, and thank you very much for that, Larry. Yeah, the 14th of Feb is what I'm showing on 17. Yeah, nice to work again. It does display to a monitor, of course. For me to do on the live stream, we have a video capture card, so it's getting pulled into the radio and then going across the software, so you're able to see the display on the YouTube. I don't get to see the full display like I would on a monitor, but that's the breaks. I think it's more fun to watch it on the stream than it would be for me to see it on a monitor here. Roger.
Yeah. It is a nice picture, though. I see you have upgraded. I don't remember what you were running before, but you did upgrade. You made a great choice. I live very close to the American Radio Relay League here in New England, and I get to play with a lot of the latest and greatest radios, and that is a wonderful, wonderful radio. I don't know if you're aware of it, but the Bob Sherwood specs on the audio receive on that are right behind his big brother, the Fox Tango 101, and I'm surprised you got one. They're just flying off the shelves. They're like back ordered. So you made a great selection there, Randy.
Yeah, we've been very happy. I think when we talked in February, we had the 7300. We bought that at the end of January, and we knew down the road that it would be a backup portable rig. So we ran that for a few weeks, and then I've got a friend of mine that works for HRO out of Plano, Texas. I talked to him a little bit, and we end up selling an 857 Delta Yaesu to help finance this one. And I called him up, and he said, yeah, I've got two left, but none there. This one actually came out of Phoenix, and so we've had it now for about 5 weeks. And we had some help trying to get the equalization set up, and it's a good match with the 781 as well. So what you hear is what you hear, Roger.
Yeah, you got it set up very good. Nothing like a Bob Heil microphone. Well, good to talk to you again. A lot of stations calling. I'm putting up your website, so maybe if it's delayed, I'll get to hear myself on the air. This is N1WIB, number 1 World International Broadcast, Berlin, Connecticut, USA. Take care, Randy.
Yeah, okay, Larry. Terrific. Probably fast forward up to about 1 hour 10. Probably be pretty close on the stream, and I'm not sure if others are hearing it, but I've got somebody at 1 or 2 kcs high, and if it continues, I'm going to try to move down a little bit because it's just hurting my receive here, and I'm not able to pick everybody up. But we'll see what happens in that next go round. Thanks again, Larry. Be safe, be well. Nice to work you, and we've got you in the log for today as well. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo will be clear. QRZ.
November 1, Kilo Papa Whiskey.
Kilo 1, Juliet, Charlie Portable.
I got Kilo Alpha 3 station again. Kilo Alpha 3 again.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's Kilo Alpha 3 Charlie November Charlie Portable. My name is Joe, Juliet Oscar Echo. We are 25 miles outside the city of Philadelphia, and you're 5 and 9. Go ahead.
Okay, Joe. I copy outside of Philly Portable. Well, thanks for giving us a call. I was just getting to make myself a reminder to set aside a minute to try to pull some QRP portables and mobiles, but you beat me to it. I'll look at the meter next go round, but no problems copying there, Roger.
We have been copying the mail here 2891. And we have a 43-foot vertical wire strung in the tree here with a couple of elevator radials. And that's permanent over here because I am right now at a radio control flying field, John.
Oh, well, fine business. Well, that's great then. Again, the signal's about 5 and 7, but the audio is coming through just fine. So, you know, I've heard portables with more stuff on the ground that don't work quite as well as that. So it's definitely dialed in for you today, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, we have about 67 degrees here, so we're enjoying the sunshine. And if you ever get a chance, look my K0RZ call up on K0RZ there and scroll down. You'll see exactly where I'm sitting under the canopy. But there's a lot of spaces probably want to work you, so I'm not going to hold you too long. And matter of fact, I just wanted to see if I can get through. But you have a beautiful signal here. Yeah, what's the working conditions? I know you got the new Yaesu radio, but what are you using for an antenna?
Well, we're using a hex beam right now at 45 feet at the base plate, pointed in your general direction, of course, and running a little power with an ACOM 1000, Roger.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. Doing a great job for you. And yeah, I do hear that other station close on my frequency that you were talking about there. So anyway, Randy, you have a great day. Thanks for coming back to me and picking me up. I love to work portable. I love to get out here when the weather's nice, and it looks like we're starting to head in that direction, Roger.
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to think that it's going from east to west. I think it's time for spring. I think everybody's really ready for it. I know we are here as well, so I'd like to think we're heading that direction. So as long as the severe storms don't come in the next couple of weeks and we can all get through it, I think it'll be great as well. But looking forward to the nicer temperatures and getting out. And we're going to be doing some remote live stream portables here in the next several weeks. So we're going to be moving out someplace, taking our wireless router on strictly battery and doing some portable live stream. Should be fun as well. Joe, thanks for giving us a call. Nice to work you. And again, enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe and be well, and look forward to working again. Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie November Charlie, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3, Joe.
Okay, then, Randy, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll be portable from the island of St. Croix at the end of May into April as well, working off the beach, so I'm looking forward to that. Always do that every year. Usually go down to St. Croix. 7-3, have a great day. Stay well, my friend. KA3 CNC Portable. I'll be clear.
Okay, sounds good, Joe. 7-3s, and we'll clear with him. Last go around, I did pull out a station with the suffix Kilo Bravo Whiskey. If you're still in there, give me your prefix. A station ending in Kilo Bravo Whiskey. Are you still there? Yeah, nothing heard. The QRP station, go ahead and give me your call. Well, it's going to be tough there. There's some noise here on the band. I think I heard a Whiskey 4. I could be wrong. Try it again. Well, folks, I've got the station. It's just bearing me here just a few KCs up. And we're going to see if we can try to move away from that a little bit. So we're going to try to QSY down 1 KC, 14274. K0RWB, we're going to QSY to 274. The frequency in use. K0RWB. The QRP station again, I got the Whiskey Bravo 4. Try it again. Okay, John, I copy 5 watts. Whiskey Bravo 4, Juliet Hotel Sierra. Roger. Well, I hope I got it right, and the logger's showing you in Florida. Is that a Roger?
Orlando, Florida. Go.
Yeah, well, I had the beam pointed up the northwest, so that probably, or northeast, excuse me, it probably didn't help. So you came up in my receive. Hopefully I came up in yours. Go ahead. Well, it's not super strong, John. It's kind of up and down. There's a little noise here as well, and I'm filtering out as much as I can. When it calms down, I can hear you quite well, but it seems like there's just a little bit of noise on my end. Roger?
Oh, that's fine. We don't have to strain you. I was just asking what kind of radio you're using. I know you're using a hex beam. I'm just using a MFJ 9420 travel radio, about 5 watts, and a ham stick. But I was just curious. You have excellent audio. And I didn't know if it was a microphone or what, Go-Go.
Yeah, well, now you were 5 and 5, so I heard you quite well that time. The rig is the new Yaesu FTDX10 that we're currently running, and the mic's a Heil PR781. Roger?
Okay. Yeah, I've got a 7300 and a Heil HM12, but I guess that's a high-end Heil mic. It really has wonderful audio, unless the Yaesu just has a major breakthrough there, Go.
Yeah, I tried the HM12 on this. I also tried the Heil Goldline Elite and the PR40, as well as this one, and this one to me sounded the best with this setup. I have an ICM Heil on the 7300 in the alternate shack. It's a good setup, but I did like the HM12. A very good microphone for really a very good entry-level price. So I don't think you could go wrong, Roger? Yeah, I said that as well, and we've made some major changes since December. So, but that's after 10 years. I think it was probably overdue. But I don't anticipate making any more radio purchases anytime soon. Roger.
Your hex beam. Can you mount the hex beam on a light rotor? You know, one of the inexpensive rotors, or do you need a big bell rotor there, Go?
No, I started with a Radio Shack TV rotor. That works quite well. The thing only weighs about 23 pounds, so it's not very heavy, and it doesn't take much to turn it. I know I used it on a 20-foot push-up mast for a while, and the TV rotor at the top. I did that for about a year or so, and then little by little I was able to upgrade, found the tower, and went to Hamfest and found a little bit different rotor. But it doesn't take much to get them in the air, and you can also use the old Armstrong method. That works quite well as well. This is NA4RR Roger Walkwell down in Pensacola.
That's the one that seems to be the best price and the better quality materials and stuff. The MFJ one, I've heard they've had some problems with it, but that sounds cool. I mean, I'm anticipating someday getting to retire from the work I do. I work for Amgen, which is a biotech company. I'm in sales. I work in cardiology and endocrinology. But I want to be like you when I grow up and have a nice setup like that there, Go-Go.
Yeah, well, it didn't happen overnight, that's for sure. We went to a lot of farm auctions, and farmers were getting rid of their towers for their analog and going to digital, so we could find towers relatively cheap. And it's amazing what you can find at Hamfest, of course, before COVID. Yeah, we've been very fortunate. It's a pretty good setup. It works well for us, and I know there's probably better and bigger. Well, I know there is, but again, if you can find a beam that runs 6 through 20 for less than $1,000, tell me about it and I'll buy it. But I don't think you can find it. So I think Roger's current price shipped is about $600. That's still a pretty good price, Roger. Yeah, thanks, John. Nice to work you, K0RWB. Like I said, you just beat me to it. I was getting ready to call for that. A little bit bigger pilot than I anticipated, but I'm not a 5'9" QRZ kind of guy, so we'd like to give everybody some equal time and get on the air. And if you didn't hear, we are live streaming on YouTube, so if you're interested in listening to our QSO on the playback, you can go to YouTube, put in my call, or you can go to QRZ and type and just hit the link I have there. And, of course, you'd look for the video with today's date, and you could probably fast forward to about 1 hour 20, would get you pretty close there, Roger.
Okay, we'll try it.
Yeah, the call is Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, and then fast forward to hour 20, and I listened to it. Okay, just put in your call sign on YouTube. That'll be fun.
The ON3 station, ON3. Please copy Kilo Charlie 2.
Okay, John, hey, thanks for giving us a call this afternoon. Nice to work you, QRP. It's pretty cool when you can do that, and I'm glad I got it figured out where you were so I could point the beam that way. So you really came up that time around. So 5 watts and you're 5 and 5 in my receive. That's a great shot for 1,030 miles. But hey, be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your day, and if you hear us again, give us a call. We'll see what's happening for you then. Whiskey Bravo 4, Juliet Hotel Sierra, Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3. Okay, we'll go ahead and clear with John. K0RWB, reigning Kansas City, QRZ, any station, anywhere.
K1, Romeo, Juliet, Lima, Maryland.
Romeo, Charlie, Zulu, RCZ.
Okay, RCZ, give me the full call.
Kilowatt Alpha 6, Romeo, Charlie, Zulu.
Kilo Alpha 6, Charlie, Romeo, Charlie, Zulu. Roger.
That's the signal I worked with my new hex beam. It's now a week older than that.
Oh, that's terrific. Hey, well, you know the deal, Dan. Let me rotate around because we're 180 off, and I want to be able to get a good copy on you. Hey, congratulations, and I have a feeling you're having a good time with it there, over.
I am, and according to QRZ, your bearing from here is 79.9 degrees, and I'm pointed right about exactly at that. I just happen to be already, so moving it isn't going to do any good on my end.
No, just on mine. I brought it up, so you did come up in my receive. I've got you at 277. Go ahead.
Copy that. Yeah, your signal's been, pretty good, and then drifted off down a little bit, and came back up. And but I've been copying you 100%, even though I think I copied you stronger last time we spoke.
Well, I can only do what I can do. I'll work on it, but hey, Mother Nature is what it is, though, Roger.
Well, now that you've obviously flipped your antenna, I don't know that I can still make that statement. You're like 5 to 10 over S9 now.
Well, you're strong as well. Again, I think when we talked in the beginning, when you're hex to hex, you're usually an S unit or two higher than you are any other conventional. So, that's good to know. And I'm hoping you're having a good time with it. I hope it's worth the purchase, Roger.
It definitely is worth the purchase. I've picked up 10 additional countries since I got the beam in the air, so I'm at 60 now, trying to get my DXCC, and I already had my worked all states. I do some FT8, that's where you can really grab the countries, but a number of them that I had did not confirm, so it's kind of frustrating, because I guess, not every place do they have internet, so they may contact you on the radio, but they can't confirm, or they send postcards instead of confirming via LOTL or QRZ. I only do it through the internet. I don't do postcards. I don't have any place to put them.
Yeah, I do that as well. We tried to do the card thing in the beginning, and boy, they can accumulate really, really soon. So we upload to LOTW, and that's what works for us, and hopefully it works for the other station as well. And if not, well, I'm really sorry, but you do what you can do, Roger.
Exactly. Well, I do a lot of, from here, getting Japanese stations is very easy. You did confirm my contact, by the way, on 14.308. And so the other day, I made 60 contacts in one day. That's the most I've ever made. It wasn't a contest. But in the evening, when it opens up to Asia, I started working Japanese stations. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to turn off at 5 p.m. local Pacific Daylight, and I'm going to see how many stations I can work in a row in Japan from here. I worked 30 Japanese stations in a row on FT8.
Wow, that's terrific. And and it's amazing how time flies when you're doing that there, Roger.
Yeah, I mean, I never got into video games with my kids, and but I almost feel like when you're doing FT8 and the red lines are going across the screen on the right column, it's almost like playing a video game. And then I supplement it whenever I contact somebody on here on FT8. I look them up on QRZ also. If they have a web tab, I hit that web tab and put in a little 73 FT8. Please click me back, and just to see who they are. But so it's almost like you get in this mode when the band is good and you're just cranking them out.
Yeah, I can imagine that it's like one after another. We ran into something like that on Friday. This last Friday, we were down on 40 meters, and from about 6 o'clock Central till 8:30, it was just one after another. And it was terrific. Don't get me wrong. I had a terrific time, but I mean, it's just, it kind of gets overwhelming, you know, because you're trying to answer everybody out there, what have you. And I'm not great at pileups. I'm the first one to admit it. So we pull them out of there when we can. And, but we left at 8:30 and probably could have kept going another hour or so, and felt bad that we weren't able to get everybody. But unfortunately, we had time constraints, that things that needed to be done around here. But yeah, it can be wall to wall, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but you're talking single sideband, right?
That's very true.
Yeah, so, you know, I get on a rag chew every morning and almost every afternoon on 80 with my buddies, and I like to get on here and talk, but sometimes I want to do ham radio. I mean, I'm a talker, don't get me wrong, you can probably tell, but sometimes I just want to be on the radio, but I just don't want to jump in. So FT8 is perfect for that. I always wondered why people did FT8, and I thought it seemed like, well, you don't really talk to anybody, what's the point? But now that I started doing it, I find it strangely addictive. But it's also fun to get on here and say hello to people.
Yeah, that's what enjoyment I get out of it, and we do like making contacts and getting a chance to talk with others in different parts of the country, of course, and see how things are going there. You know, what's on their mind that day and that kind of stuff. And of course, with the live stream, you know, you're able to do that as well. So that makes it a lot of fun. I mean, this has been the terrific 10 weeks that I've been doing this, and it just seems to keep going and going, and we're having a great time doing it as well there, Roger.
Roger that. K0RWB, K6RCD. So anyway, you probably have others waiting to get to you. So I just have one question for you before, and then I'll sign off and we'll see who else is waiting. I was looking at your tower and your hex beam, and near the top of the tower, you've got a standoff, and looks like you have, maybe it's a J-pole or something. I don't know if it's for 2 meters, and that looks like it's pretty close to the bottom of your beam. And does it affect your propagation at all?
It does not at all, and it was probably about from the tip of the J-pole, about 2 feet from the base plate of the hex beam. It did not affect either or. And of course, the SWRs on the hex beam, I checked them periodically when I had the J-pole on there, and it did not hurt it at all. It was still resonant, worked quite well. And the J-pole got out really well, so we didn't have an issue with it, Roger.
No, okay. Well, I put this on a chimney. Mine's on a chimney, about a 12-foot piece of it's a push-up, and I attached it with superstrut and all thread to make a clamp around my chimney. But I intentionally extended the superstrut beyond the chimney under the theory I may want to mount another antenna, and I had to take down my discone, so I'm off the air on VHF. Considering putting a VHF or a VHF-UHF antenna below the hex beam on that piece of superstrut, I was concerned it might interfere. My SWR is not perfect on this hex beam. I thought they were supposed to be pretty much flat when you install them. I'm pretty flat on 17 meters, but 6 meters isn't all that great, and 20 is I need to use a tuner, but it doesn't need much. Over.
Well, that's interesting. My understanding is below 10 feet, it does elevate SWRs, and once you're over that, it seems to drop down substantially. So it's unfortunate that you have that, but if you're able to tune it in, you know, maybe just a little smidge here or there, maybe not so bad. I'm not familiar with any of the applications on chimney mounts or rooftops per se, but I know there was an issue 10 feet and below, but I was not aware of a situation the way your setup is, Roger.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm about 30 feet, and it's definitely not 100% resonant on every band. I know I installed it correctly, and there's really no tuning. It's all just pre-length wires, and I followed the video. Mine is an I think it's NA4RR is the guy's call sign anyway. Everything went together just exactly like it should. No missing parts. Everything fit. And so, and I don't have anything real close to it that's metal, and I'm high enough off the roof that I should be, you know, I was hoping to be flat across all the bands, but I'm not. And there's really nothing I can do to go up and adjust it that I know of.
Well, you know what I would do? I'd give Roger a call. I really would. I mean, he's very approachable. I talked to him several times before I even bought mine, and I've talked with him a few times over the years. But I would give him a call, and maybe he can come up with a, you know, with some kind of result for you or something you may want to try. But you know, I would certainly give him a call and see what he thinks that might be causing that. Roger.
Oh, Roger that. Well, I'm not taking it down to adjust it. I can use a tuner. I just ordered my, I've been pining for this thing for quite a while, and I've been reluctant and didn't want to spend the money. I just ordered an HF Auto Valstar tuner. So that will be the last auto tuner I ever need. And it's not that far off. It takes very little tuning to get it. And really running, you know, 1.3, 1.5, 1.7 to 1, it's not that big a deal, really, but I was kind of hoping it'd be a little better than that. Okay, well, that's all. I know there's others that want to get in there to you, and I can't remember if you could call Randy or if you had a middle name that you like to use or something like that. So anyway, 33, not, I don't know if do I need to log you again? I've got you in there and confirmed. Do you tend to log every QSO or just periodically, or just the first one?
Well, Dan, when I'm doing this, I've got the logger up, and I click away every time I make a contact. You can do what you want. That's fine. No worries. But it's just an old habit I've gotten into, and because there's a gap between the previous contact, and it's kind of nice to look back. I mean, I've got plenty of memory space on the hard drive sold for these contacts. That's just what I do. I mean, you can do it however you want. And name, I mean, I'll answer to anything, but I mean, I go by Randy, but I turn my head on hey you or whatever, so it's fine as well. Roger.
Well, copy that. It's going in at 21 hours and 4 minutes, and it's in there. So hopefully you'll see it and confirm it, and it'll be in there both times.
Yeah, that sounds great, Dan. Well, thanks for giving us the call again, and it just shows the front to back on the hex beam is not the greatest. I think it's a plus because I couldn't have heard you otherwise. I was pointed, 180 off. So you know what it does and what it sounds like on the backside as well. But you came up on my receive. I'm pretty sure I came up there as well. So no worries, but I do appreciate it. And hopefully you can get the little issues resolved. Like I said, I'd give Roger a call and pick his brain and see what he thinks, that he might be able to, give you a suggestion. But it sounds good to me. Like I said, you've been really solid the entire time. And for me, it's still a little early in your part of the world, but it's working right now. So no worries. Anyway, be safe and be well. Look for you again. Give us a call when you hear us, and we'll keep going where we were going. So in the meantime, you take care, and thanks again. Kilo Alpha 6, Romeo Charlie Zulu, Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo 73.
Okay, Randy. Yeah, it's really, this is something I wanted to be able to do. I know people on 80 meters and 40 meters, but on 20, it's just been elusive to talk to people more than once and get to, start getting to know a few people. So when I talk to you on the band, it's like, oh, Dan, or hey, Randy, what's up? So this is kind of fun now, contacting you twice, and I'm sure we'll do it again. So 73 to you. Thanks for the advice, and catch you next time. K0RWB. This is K0RWB, Sacramento Clear.
Okay, Dan, thanks again. Kilowatt Zero, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ, any stations anywhere?
November 1, India Echo Bravo.
Juliet Lima.
November 1, Echo Bravo. Nice signal. Good afternoon. The name here is Randy, just outside of Kansas City, Missouri. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, Randy. My name is Bill, and I'm located in the central part of the state of Vermont. I'm doing pretty well. Nice signal here. You're plus 20.
Well, I appreciate that. It's amazing when you start rotating the beam around how things start to come up. But yeah, very nice signal as well. And it seems as we go on in the afternoon, the band is getting a little bit better. Roger.
That's a Roger. Yeah, it's nice to connect. I've been one of these radio operators that has taken a vacation of 30 years, and I'm just back on the air now that I'm kind of semi-retired. So I've got a couple of old radios kicking around, and the one I'm using right now is an IC746, and I'm running about 50 watts into a compact vertical.
Wow, that's impressive. On 50 watts, you're 5 and 8. That's impressive. So. I think the band is helping us both. That's really good. Again, you got to excuse me, my apologies, but either I didn't type the call in wrong or my fingers got in the way. But give it to me again so I've got it correct for the log.
November 1, India Echo Bravo.
Yeah, see, that was my fault. I forgot the India part. I thought that would make sense because I had you down in Norfolk, Virginia. I go, well, I'm missing something here. That's just the way my day has gone, but. You know, we're still making contacts. I just make sure I want to get them correct. Roger?
That's Roger. Yeah, your signal is really great here, and I've been listening for a little while, and I understand that you have a friend that is looking for a transplant. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, his name is, he goes by Papa Phil. He's a ham operator out of Michigan, and this has been going on for a while, of course, and we were just trying to do our part. We didn't start this. There are some other operators that have really taken more of the forefront. There is some information on my QRZ page about Papa Phil. There's actually a link that will go to the video that's been posted. And what we're trying to do, of course, is create some awareness and see if maybe there's somebody out there that would be interested in being tested to see if there's a match and so forth. So we're just trying to do our part. And what I'm trying to do is to try to create some awareness, of course, is we do a gift certificate giveaway every Wednesday evenings from a local amateur radio store here in the metro. And all you do to enter, qualify, or submit, whatever you want to say, you can either go to the comment section or to the live stream chat and just put in your call and then K0RWB, which is kidney for Papa Phil. And it's just our small part that maybe can help raise some awareness and maybe in a long run try to find him a kidney and try to make it a win-win for everybody. Roger?
Roger, fine business. And it's, you have a family that has had similar kinds of problems, and a couple have been lucky, thankfully, and one still is waiting. So I'll check out your QRZ site. Great work, man.
Yeah, it's just, and I think that's one thing that's great about the ham community is we all come together when situations like this arise. I mean, to me, it would be no difference if it was some other operator in any other state, because we have a large little audience here if you think about it. I mean, amateur radio has quite a few members, and the radio signals can move around a little bit, and it can help get maybe some awareness that you can't get under normal circumstances. And again, I just think if we can help in some small way, I don't think anybody would be hesitant to do it. Roger?
Oh, Roger, it's important for those kinds of networks, and it's kind of a lifestyle that I kind of grew up with. It's pretty common to reach out and help anyone where you could. I think we've lost a little bit of that in the world today, and it's really nice to hear you doing that. And you're correct about the ham community being pretty tightly knit together. So very nice work for you. I'm going to have to head out with a YL saying it's dinner time here. And but it's awful nice chatting with you, and maybe we can reach down the log a little bit some other time.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. We're generally out here at 2 o'clock Central. during the week, and on Fridays we go down to 40 meters. We do 40-meter Fridays, and when we live stream during the week, of course, while we're out here doing this. It's just a different or a little extra element to amateur radio by getting a chance to hear yourself on the air and so forth, and it's just kind of something that we enjoy doing, and it seems that others are having fun with it as well. So, but by all means, feel free to stop by again anytime when you hear us out there. And we'll pick it up where we left off for sure. And though the equipment, may be sitting there, but it's still working. And by the way, I did mean to say welcome back to the hobby. Congratulations. Nice to have you aboard. And I'm sure we'll have many more QSOs to come. I look forward to it. But thank you today for taking the time to give us a call. I'm glad we got a chance to work. Be safe and be well. And have a great week. And I know we'll work again. November 1, India Echo Bravo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
7-3s, Randy. Next time, maybe it'll be on a 10-tech course there. I have that on the bench and almost ready to start to warm it up a little bit. So 7-3s for you, and you have a great week.
Yeah, you do the same. No problem at all. 7-3s, K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ, any station, anywhere. Kilo Delta 2, Echo Sierra Zulu. Bill, good afternoon. How are you?
QSL, I'm not doing too bad. We got a nice day up here, wall-to-wall blue up in Long Island, New York, and the working conditions, I'm using 100 watts out to a random length wire that's fed into an MFJ 969 tuner. QSL?
Yeah, well, fine business. It's starting off at 5 and 9, and the band's moving a little bit, but no problems copying at all. And it looks like you're out there on Long Island. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. Yeah, my antenna is no higher than 15 to 20 feet. It goes out of my top floor window out to the back fence in the yard. It's a long wire. I'm just using a random length long wire, and I get pretty good reports considering that I have such a lousy antenna.
Well, it's not it's not having trouble getting to me back here in Kansas City. It sounds really good, and the audio's got a nice little punch to it as well there, Roger.
Yeah, I'm using the Yaesu FT450.
Yeah, fine business, the 450. A lot of people kind of discount that radio, but I really wouldn't. It's a good solid workhorse, and the audio is as good as almost any other radio out there, Roger. What happened, Bill? Did we lose you? Try it again.
What happened? Did I dive down into the noise there? I don't know.
No, I would hope not. Not with a 5.9 signal. No, I said that the 450 is a great workhorse radio. A lot of people discount it, but I sure wouldn't. I've heard a lot of them out there over the years. It's a good little radio, Roger.
Yeah, it's just it's like an entry-level radio. I think we doubled on the last one. Somebody said we did, but it's just the entry-level radio. This is what I bought in 2013 when I became finally licensed after being a shortwave listener since the 1960s. So I've been into radio that long, but I didn't get licensed until late in the day.
Well, Bill, I was always told that you're supposed to let the antenna do the work anyway, so the radio just plays a small portion, Roger.
Roger. All right. Thanks for the report. I won't hold it too long. There's probably others that want to talk. And thanks for coming back to you. I didn't quite get your call.
Yeah, no problem. The call here is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. This is Kilo Delta 2, Echo Sierra Zulu, and I'll go back to listening mode. Thanks for the comeback.
No, thank you, Bill. Thank you for taking the time to give us a call. Appreciate it. And nice to work you. Again, I don't see a contact in the log, so thank you very much for the first one. Enjoy what's left of the day. Be safe and be well, and enjoy your rest of the week. And if you hear us out again, give us a call, stop in, and we'll just pick it up where we left off. Take care, and thanks once again. Kilo Delta 2, Echo Sierra Zulu, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 73.
Kilo Charlie 2, Quebec Yankee Mike.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 2, big signal. Give me the rest of it, please.
Yes, hello. This is Kilo Charlie number 2, Quebec Yankee Mike. And my name is Peter. And I'm surprised I have a big signal because I just put up a piece of wire out in the backyard. And the other counterpoise is in here in the shack with me. With 100 watts and a TS440. You have a great signal, great audio here. Over.
Well, Peter, is that what they call 100 watts in a wire?
That's right.
Well, good for you. That's terrific. No, it's great. The meter's showing solid 5.9. Again, you know, if it works, I wouldn't question it and keep going. Again, sometimes I question what I've got outside and in the shack compared to other operators that are running 100 watts in a piece of wire. But no, it sounds good to me. It's nice to see that maybe the band is starting to open up again in your part of the world. A couple hours ago, the band was not in very good shape, and it was all coming out of Florida. So maybe it's coming back around your direction. But back-to-back contacts, one on Long Island. I don't think you're quite that far, but gosh, the signals are good today. Roger?
Yeah, I guess there was a lot of D-layer absorption during the day. You know, I didn't get the name, and I'm sorry, but, you know, I do want to make an experiment with you. I'd like to switch antennas and see what you think one sounds over the other. Over?
Yeah, it'd be fine at all. Again, the name here is Randy, and the QTH is we're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. If I gave you the town, you'd scratch your head and say, what do you say? So it's just easier to say that, Roger.
Okay, well, Kansas City, here I come. Stand by. I'm going to switch antennas. I'm not telling you which one is which, but it's going to be an A and a B. So this is A, and I'll get on the other one and we'll have some discussion. I'm not sure if the QSB is going to make a difference in it to your side, but let's see. Give me about 10, 15 seconds.
Well, I'll count the seconds as we go. Yeah, no problem at all. I'll be happy to do it.
All right, this is Kilo Charlie 2, Quebec Yankee Mike, back to K0RWB. And that was a disconnect on a PL259. I'm pretty quick. I'm like a race car mechanic with the changing of the tires. Over.
Okay, well, this setup is a little quieter, and it's a little stronger. I had you about 10 over that time.
Okay. Well, that was my suspicion, that I think that the antenna I put out the window here, the one I was on, is better on the lower bands on 75 meters. This particular antenna I'm on now is a 40 to 6 meter off-center fed dipole of about 25 feet. Over.
Yeah, and that would certainly make sense. The audio is the same, of course, so that didn't change. Sometimes that does as well, but the signal strength is definitely a lot better on that one. I was anticipating a larger swing, but I mean, hey, a couple of S units is still a couple of S units.
Right. You know, I've been very successful in getting out on 20 meters. It's a sort of an interesting band because I've had all kinds of different wires that I've used and different concoctions of antennas that I've attempted to just create because I have bags of wire and stuff. And I got a little bored today, and I decided I would create and make an antenna and see how it would work. And so far, I can't tell yet because I just did it this afternoon, and 75 meters is really not cooking yet. But normally, my antenna here, this one, does not perform very well down there. But there's more wire on the antenna that I put out. This wire that I originally talked to you on a second ago is 102 feet, and it goes down from my window at 35 feet down to the fence line and then over about maybe 30 feet because I don't have a very large backyard. So it is what it is there, Randy. KC2QIM.
Well, but the idea is to get on the air, and you've successfully done that. again, most operators, we're a very creative bunch. And if there's a will, there's a way. We'll figure out how to get on the air, and you've certainly done that. Again, are they close? I was expecting a big difference, really. But right now on this frequency on 20 meters, your second antenna is definitely a lot stronger, and it sounds terrific. So your experiment was successful, Roger.
I guess it was to determine that. And I'm going to experiment tonight with the other antenna and this one to see how they perform on 75 meters. Again, with more wire, even though it's not a matched antenna, it may just perform a little better and stronger. Pushing it on this band, on this antenna, pushes it through the tuner. The tuner's doing all the work. And indeed, on this, the other antenna, I had to actually use the tuner. Right now, I'm not using the tuner. I bypassed the tuner. It's directly into the antenna.
Oh, terrific. Well, there you go. Sometimes simplicity is also a big plus. Again, I don't know if you heard or if I told you, but we're live streaming on YouTube. So if you even wanted to listen and actually watch, because I'm displaying the display of the radio on the stream, but you can actually see the difference in your signal reports as well. And if you're interested in listening to that on the playback, you could just go to YouTube and put in my call and look for today's date. And then you could fast forward to about an hour 52, and then you get a chance to listen to the QSO, Roger.
Together at my gun club tonight, and I always try to talk about all my little ham radio experiences when they're exciting, to titillate the imagination of older men who grew up with tube radios. Over.
Oh, no doubt about it. Well, just an additional element of ham radio, at least I like to think so. Generally, it comes in really handy if people were trying to do some adjustments with audio or different radios and so forth. But in your circumstance, it would be on signal strength, so at least you can see for yourself what adjustments that you made, what it did to the signal. And we do this every day at 2 o'clock Central for a few hours or until the band dies, and you could make some other adjustments or antennas, and you're more than welcome to give us a call, and we'll try it again, Roger.
Hey, Randy, it's a very nice idea that you've got. I had no idea. I just heard you as a very strong, very powerful, and excellent audioed station. Well-spoken, of course, as well as a gentleman would be. And you're just really sounding great. And the signal report, by the way, is 10 over S9 on the peaks, which is very unusual for my radio because I've got a problem or an issue with the S meter. And I'm trying to look inside there's nothing in the user's manual that talks about adjusting the S meter, but I think it's something else going on. It probably needs an alignment as well. The radio is old. Obviously, it's an 82. I guess it's, 1982. I'm not the original owner, but there's a story behind this radio. A friend of mine was going through his local town recycling center, and he saw this radio sitting on a box with a microphone by itself. I guess some family had dumped it out in the electronics recycling department there, or section. Maybe it belonged to a silent key in the area. Obviously, in my part of New Jersey, there's a strong density of ham radio operators. We don't know whose radio it was. But this radio was like it was on the way to the dump. It was in the dump already, sitting there waiting to be ground up. And my friend saw it. He's an audiophile, realized it's a ham radio, knew what it was because he had the electronics knowledge, and grabbed it for me. And that's the story of this TS-440. Over.
I think that's a great story. And so you have what they call a survivor, and that's even a better story. So that would be something I would definitely hang on to. I mean, from the scrap heap to on the air, I don't think it can get much better than that. And here's the other thing. The radios, they don't know how old they are. I mean, they're designed to work. So, and as long as they continue doing that, I don't think the age or the year really makes a difference. Now, there certainly has been advancements in receive technology and filtering and so forth, but the basic premise is it's supposed to receive and transmit. And if you'd have told me it was a new radio, I'd believe you as much as you said it's built in 1982. It sounds good in receive. Again, don't take my word for it. go to my channel, listen to it for yourself, Roger.
Roger that. It's really interesting. And the microphone is an orphan from ABC News, WABC News, where I used to work. This was a dispatcher's microphone for our radio equipment that we used to dispatch the news crews out to the stories. And this microphone, I used it at the desk when I was assistant assignment editor. I used to be I was a jack of all trades around the station, and they put me on the assignment desk. And then they changed the radio system, and they took all the equipment, and they were about to get rid of some of this stuff, including this microphone. They were going to throw it away. They had the bins already out to throw it away, and I asked, can I take that microphone? I wasn't even a ham at the time. I just wanted to have the microphone as a sort of a keepsake because of my experience of using it. And it was pretty clean. It still is. And it's an original Evanston, Illinois made Shure 450. And sure enough, they let me have it, and I took it home and I put it away. And then when I became a ham radio operator in 2007, I wired it up for another Kenwood I had, and then this one came along. So it's another orphan piece of equipment. And the speaker I'm using is a three-way speaker. It sounds really great. It's an old Iowa speaker, and it makes you sound good. And that is a orphan from the dump as well. So all this equipment here is free. This particular station was free, except maybe the wire that I bought to get an antenna up. KC2QYM.
Well, Peter, that's terrific. Again, ham operators are a creative bunch, and if you look creative for ham radio, I'm sure your picture's there. That is a very, very cool story, and I'm sure people would love to hear that as well. That is pretty neat to have basically a free shack, other than a little bit of wire for an antenna, and it works as well as it does. So give yourself a pat on the back, Roger.
Well, I'm ecstatic about ham radio as far as a hobby is concerned. I think I've gotten more, when you think of it just from a monetary perspective, the amount of money I put in, the seed money I put in to buy the other equipment and other things that I have, I've actually made it back in Hamfest that I've gone to. I've gone to Hamfest and bought and sold things and such, and I haven't put any new money in the last maybe 8 or 9 years into any of my equipment. Everything I've got, and I've kept track of it, everything I've got here is basically sort of like almost like even money from a financial perspective. It just goes to show you, if you put a little seed money into a hobby, it could pay itself back. Unfortunately, we are losing another couple of years, maybe last year and maybe this year even, we've lost the Hamfest, the ability to go to Hamfest and have that ongoing interaction with each other at the Hamfest, which I happen to love. Over.
Yeah, well, they've kind of postponed some of ours here at this time of year, and there are some June and July, August, September, and so forth that are still on the books to be open. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. It is a nice extra element to the hobby. Again, 99% of the time, you'll talk to operators on the air and you'll never meet them in person. So when you do, especially at local ham fest and so forth, it's kind of a neat deal. So that's one thing I like about the hobby. It's a great community, and people they're so sharing with information and so giving of their time. You don't really find that in any other type of hobbies, but this one is definitely special. Roger?
It certainly is, Randy. It certainly is. Hey, Randy, I'm going to do one more thing if you've got a little patience with me. I'm going to switch over to my other system, which is my SB200. I have my other rig on with that amplifier, and see what the difference is to you as well. Let's do that. It gives me about 20 seconds for that changeover, if you have a second, if you have a minute or two, and I'll be back in those 20 seconds or so. KC2QYM, over.
Okay, we'll just wait here on a standby, and see how that works for you. Again, this is kind of the thing I envisioned when I started doing the live stream is for situations like this, between systems and audio and antennas and so forth. And I certainly enjoy having the opportunity to help in some small way. Roger?
Okay, here I am, KC2QYM back to K0RWB. This is Peter in New Jersey. Back to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a big difference between what you just had and where you're at right now.
Well, I'm assuming, let me see here, I'm just, sorry about the whistle, 400 watts peaking.
Well, you're 10 over, but the audio changed. It's right in front of me. Before, it sounded like a little bit of an echo or a little high compression or what have you, but boy, that's what I would call a little bit more full fidelity. It's right in front of you.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe I'm sounding a little bit like you sound to me. Well, this particular radio is the ICOM 756, the original 756. Bought it at an estate sale for $500, so I did put some money into it. And the SB200, I put about a couple $100 into that. And it's some old Chinese tubes that are still percolating here after 5 years. I don't push it too hard. And I've got the microphone is the hand mic, the HM36 hand mic. Over.
Yeah, that's the winner in my book. Sounds the best of any of them so far.
Yeah, you know, it's an electric condenser mic, and it's amazing what those I mean, I'm not an audiophile or anything, but it's amazing what those electric condenser mics can do as far as reproduction of your voice. Even in a hand mic, or even a little button on the end of a headset. Over.
It does. It does make a difference. People don't think so. It does, and there are some people who are not a fan of condenser mics. I use what works. There's a reason, the condensers work in some instances and not in others. We had a nice presentation Saturday with Bob Heil, and that's one of the things he talked about. And that's actually on YouTube as well. We did record that on Saturday, so if somebody's interested in listening to the presentation Bob did, and we also were able to ask some questions. But you know what? So now that you've changed the rigs and so forth, I would encourage you to listen to the playback on my channel so you can hear it for yourself. It's night and day.
Definitely, my brother. I'm going to do that. It's very nice that you do this for the ham radio operators that reach you. I mean, that's taking advantage of, a hybrid, mixture of technologies, which is what we're involved with here. And I think, I'm not necessarily a purist. I mean, I come from a IT background, but I usually don't bother with my computers in the shack here. I just try to do total ham radio stuff without any, help or assistance from the computer, with the exception of Echolink, which I happen to enjoy because I have friends in different parts of the world, and I link up on their repeaters and I talk to them, through Echolink, which is a cool thing.
Yeah, it is. We used it in years past, and we had some friends in New Zealand and Australia we used to talk with, and really enjoyed that as well. But again, I like the second setup, especially with the hand mic. Very, very nice audio, nice fullness to it, and it sounds. It doesn't have the echo-ish like the other one did. Again, it might have been a little bit of compression or something or what have you. It was still audible. I mean, I would still have the same kind of a QSO, but this is really, really nice to listen to.
Well, it's great, and we have an exclusive link here because you're just banging up 9 and 10 over S9 on the meter. It's a great signal. I'm looking at the scope, and I don't see any other signals adjacent to us of any capability next to yours.
No, but I do on my side, and I've already moved once, and which is okay. I don't own any frequency. I get it, but it looks like there's a lot of open area on the band, but no, they've got to be right next to me for some reason.
Okay, Randy. Hey, listen, I'm sure there are other people that I don't hear that may hear you and want to talk to you. I've really enjoyed this Q show, and I want to thank you very much for going through the experimental aspect of this with this new wire that I put up. And you're going to laugh. The counterpoise is some speaker wire, some heavy speaker wire that I've actually put an alligator clip on the end of it and attached it to the shell of the PL259 that the wire is attached to at the window. And I run the wire along the crack between the floor and the wall along my area here into my attic. So, I mean, it's sort of like not a straight wire, but it's a counterpoise, which obviously I think eliminated some of any RF that I was getting when I just set it up without any counterpoise. But anyway, I'm going to ramble on, and I don't want to do that. I thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to chat with you. I think we've spoken before, and you are a gentleman, and I thank you so much for your setup on YouTube. I will check out YouTube this evening, and I'll play it back. I think it's really cool. And at hour 1:52 is, I think, when you said we sort of started around that period. So that spot. So I'll look for that one. And I guess you're posting it maybe a few minutes or an hour later or whatever. Maybe are you live streaming? I'm not sure what you. Maybe it's live streaming, but then you keep it up there, right? So okay, buddy. Thank you very much. K0RWB. This is KC2QYM in New Jersey, near New York City, saying 73 and listening out for your final.
Okay, Peter, sounds good. And yeah, I like that setup you got right now very, very well. So 73, thanks for giving us a call. I'm glad I was I'm glad I was able to help in some small way. And yeah, I mean, either one would work. One sounds a little better, or works a little better. Signal's been really relatively consistent, so you can't complain about that. Especially the first setup with free stuff. That's a good thing as well. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe and be well. We're out here at 2 o'clock Central during the week. If you hear us again, please give us a call. Stop in, and we'll see what you're up to at that particular time. 7-3, thanks again. Kilo Charlie 2, Quebec Yankee Mike, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3.
73, Randy. It was really a pleasure to chat with you. I look forward to our next one, and we'll get into some other things next time. Excellent. 73. Happy Easter belatedly.
Yeah, same to you. 7-3. K0RWB, QRZ, any station, anywhere.
Kilowatt Foxtrot 2, Mike Yankee.
Radio.
Mike Yankee again.
Randy.
Kilowatt Foxtrot 2, Mike Yankee. KF2MY.
Charlie Papa, W4CB.
Okay, Kilo Fox 2, Mike Yankee. Roger.
Roger, you got it.
Hey, John, how are you doing?
0 Radio Whiskey Bravo, correct?
Yes, sir. And you're out there on Long Island again, aren't you?
Yep, I'm out 50 miles east of New York City, right in the middle of Long Island, a little town called Selden. Name is John, Japan Austria Hotel November, and I'm running a Yaesu 991 Alpha barefoot into a 6-band trap vertical from Hustler, which I've converted, so it's out an 8-band trap vertical. Roger? Yeah,
5 minutes, John. Well, yeah, we got to work back on the 26th of Feb, and when I saw your main picture there by the ultralight, I go, oh, yeah, I remember talking to John. So how are things going out there?
Well, spring is coming. It's getting a little bit warmer, and today was in this low 60s. Yesterday was the low 60s. It's been sunny. I got this Hustler vertical, and I had it in the basement waiting to put it together when it got warm enough. So I put it together last Saturday. And then yesterday I took it back down and added 17 meters and 12 meters to it. And got about 20 radials in the ground going a 180-degree arc because the antenna is next to a fence. You can see the picture where the tiki bar, it's on the other side of the tiki bar. And it seems to be working good. I'm very happy with it so far. I like it better than the end-fed wire that I was using before, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. So is it behind the tiki bar? It's not over by the pool.
No, it's behind the tiki bar, between the tiki bar and the shed, the tool shed in the back, which you can't see because it's hidden by the tiki bar. So the antenna, you have to picture the antenna would be peeking over the top of the tiki bar going up, and it's against the fence.
Well, I'll tell you what I like the most is that the signal is not strong, which is okay with me. It's 5 and 7, but it's the audio that's making the difference. And I know why, because of the 991A. So that's what really grabs me, is your audio is just got a lot of nice punch to it, and coming great in my receive.
Yeah, this radio is a nice radio. I have to give it compliments. But also the high-low microphone that I got plugged into it helps a lot. The stock radio mic that came with the radio, I did get some complaints about the audio with that. Once I got this high-low microphone and plugged it in and tweaked up the settings a little bit, it seems like it's doing a real nice job.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds as good as last time, and you know, it takes, you've got to get those verticals set up just right to get the performance out of them. I mean, I've heard some that sound okay, but, you know, some people don't really take the time to put in the right amount of ground radials to have them disperse in a good pattern and so forth. And it sounds as though you had some forethought before you put this thing up. I mean, the temptation is to get it in the air and start talking and worry about the arrest later, but it sounds as though you kind of contemplated the setup, and having the fence right next to it probably helps a lot as well, doesn't it?
Well, it's not really, because it's a PVC fence. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't hurt, because the radio waves go right through it. But I looked at a lot of videos, read a lot of articles, and the bottom line is put as many radios as you can comfortably put. Don't worry about the length too much. Put as long as you can, whatever you can fit, get it in there. And that's what I did. I put a 180-degree arc, because I can't do it otherwise. It's my neighbor's property. So I'm 180-degree arc. Some of the wires are 8 feet, some are 15 feet, some are 20. They're just various lengths, and I put 20 of them in there so far. I might put some more, but they basically say between 20 and 32 gives you the maximum bang for the buck.
Yeah, and I think if you follow that setup, that's kind of what you get. So when you're out making contacts, I mean, that's the benefit for it, and to have the odd length, which helps, of course, for the different bands. We run something similar to that with a portable, but we have our ground radios cut for each specific band. So we change the bands by changing the radials, and of course it's a manual screwdriver, so you slide the slider up and down and then put in the ground radials accordingly. And that's what makes the difference for the antenna that I use in an application. A little bit different than your setup, but having the uneven number of ground radials is because of the different bands you've got, and I'm sure that's what makes the antenna work much better for you. Roger?
Roger. I can say this. Most of the articles said that once the radios are in the ground, they're detuned, so the length isn't, they don't have to be resonant per se. They can be whatever length you can get. If you're going to elevate them off the ground some, then you should cut them, and tune them to the band. So whatever, I've got mine on the ground. It seems like it's working good. I have low STBRs. This antenna goes from 6 meters to 80 meters. And I got lowest WR in all the bands, except 40 and 80. They're kind of narrow banded, so I have to use my antenna tuner built into the radio on some parts of 80 and 40. Roger?
Yeah, I understand that. We did the same thing as well on 75, 80 meters, and just enough to kind of match it up a little bit. It works quite well for us. But again, it's working for you today. 2 hours ago when I started, I would have had a hard time getting into the Long Island area. The band was not in very good shape. They were all coming out of Florida. But here in the last half hour or 45 minutes, it's been nothing but the New England states. So the band is kind of late to the party, but here you are, Roger.
Yeah, it's weird. The bands have not been good the last week or so. Even the weekend with the contest, it wasn't that good. 17 meters has been barely working, 12 antennas shut, and 20 is only marginal. So it's kind of disappointing, but, what are you going to do? We can't control the situation. Just have to work with what we got, Roger.
Yeah, and again, this time of year, this time of day, the signals will start real strong and fade off, or they'll be faded and come back in, or the signals will start waving back and forth and what have you, and it's just, you get closer to gray line and things just start to go wacko. But I guess that's what makes it fun there, Roger.
Roger. Well, you started at channel 9, and now you're down to S7 or S6. So I'm going to say 73s before you lose it. You won't hear me at all, since I was not as strong as you were. So thanks for the QSO. We'll talk to you again down the log, I'm sure, and hopefully in there with better conditions. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Kilowatt Foxtrot 2, Mike Yankee, C73s. I'll be clear on your final.
Thanks, John. Hey, thanks for giving us a call again, and appreciate the time. I'm glad we got to catch up a little bit. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks ago, and get a chance to work you today as well. Be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'm sure we have many more QSOs coming, I'm sure. But thanks again. I did appreciate it very much and enjoyed the time. Kilo Fox 2, Mike Yankee, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3, John.
7-3, buddy.
Okay, K0RWB, I got time for one more call. QRZ. Any station, anywhere. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. QRZ.
November 2, Uniform Zulu Kilo.
Oh, boy, I'm in trouble now. Glenn, what's going on?
I just wanted to say hello. You sounded disappointed that no one wanted to be your last call, so I figured I would see if I could make it from Florida.
Oh, so what you're saying is you saved me from the online embarrassment of nobody answering.
Yeah. I figured I'd help you out. I was the last contact with Alex today, so I figured I could be your last contact today. I'd wrap it up that way.
Really? You were able to get in? You were able to talk to Alex that close?
Well, this is what happened. I had you up on my monitor, and I had him up on the TV like I usually do. But last week it got really complicated because Doug came on too. So I had Doug on my laptop, I had you on my monitor, and Alex up on the TV. Well, today my friend calls. I retired 3 years ago, and I haven't talked to him in a while. So I left and I was talking to him. I walk back into my shack, and I hear Alex say he's going to switch over to 40 meters. So I figured, well, I don't have my antenna up. It's sitting in the porch. Well, he's like 10 over. So I thought, wow, he's 10 over on my antenna that doesn't even have, 6 meters in it. So 40 meters. So I run outside. I put my antenna up. Just as I get back in the room, he says, okay, well, there's nobody out there, 73s. I dive for my check. I grab my PTT, and I call him, and he heard me really well, and we finished up the conversation. We had a conversation.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. So timing definitely worked there, didn't it?
Yeah, because I never even hear him on 20 meters. It's just sometimes I know there's somebody there, but I can't hear a word he's saying. But when he goes over to 40, because I think we're a little over 200 miles away, and when he switches to 40, it's okay. We can make that contact. But I have a Diamond. It's a BB7 Victor, I think. It's a 22-foot. It's supposed to be a multi-band antenna, no ground radials. I don't even leave it up. If you on my QRZ page, if you see the antenna that's on the ground with some cargo straps keeping it from falling over, that's it. And I just keep it in my porch, and when I want to use it, I just set it up. I have the coax coiled up underneath the rain gutter, and I just take it down and hook it up and go. I can't use the amplifier, even though the antenna says it will handle 250 watts. My amplifier wants no part of it. It will not get any. I don't have an external antenna tuner, so it will not tune that antenna. So all I have is the radio. I crank that up, and the 100 watts that it puts out, and that's how I talk to Alex.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, let me ask you: Do you have my stream up right now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try something with you. I run 2 microphones, of course, one here on the air, but I have another one sitting here that goes directly to YouTube itself, and that way you'll see me. You'll see my mouth move, but you won't hear anything on the air.
Okay, I still hear myself talking on your stream. I just cranked the volume up.
Yeah, well now all you're going to hear, if I cut this off, now you hear no hiss or anything, and now you're just hearing me on YouTube. So, Glenn, it's very nice to try this experiment with you there, Roger.
So maybe you'll get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I'm watching you now.
Well, at least it was working on my side. Now, whether it goes through or not, I'm not sure, but you should be able just to hear it on YouTube itself.
Just on YouTube.
Well, I'm glad I spent big dollars for that microphone just so I could do that. It gives you the option of not having stuff being broadcast across the air and only for people that are watching the stream.
Okay, well, you came in. It works really well. I mean, on the YouTube, I could hear you fine. No problem at all.
Oh, so it didn't sound echoey? It sounded pretty good?
It sounded good to me, but like I told Doug when he wanted me to help him out with his audio, 45 years working around riveting and jet airplanes, there's not much high frequencies left in my head, and I don't hear much. That's why when Bob Heil was talking about that receive equalizer with that, I think it was I have it written down because I actually ordered it someplace here, that whatever, that powered speaker, the HSP5 or HPS, whatever it was. While he was still talking on the Zoom broadcast, I went and ordered both of them.
Yeah, that was such a great day, and I'm very curious when you get it set up. I like to see what you think about it. I've thought about that myself, and really haven't pulled the trigger. I guess I didn't want to be the guinea pig, but we'll let you do that, okay?
It was supposed to be delivered on Wednesday. I ordered it from K0RWB. They were the cheapest. While he was talking, I was just going to the different sites, and they were the cheapest. So I got it from them. But yeah, I'm hoping it works out because especially during contesting when everybody's just nothing but highs, I just have all kinds of problems. I even tried everything to think of, even with the headphones on because I have the PR7, and the high frequencies I just don't hear.
No, I'm the same way as well. Of course, I'm only working with one. I mean, one works, and the other one sounds like the phone's ringing all day. So that's another reason for wearing the headset. It does eliminate some of the outside noise, Roger.
Oh, yeah, I know the ringing in the ears. I used to always drive my wife crazy because I would leave the radio on at night. Not loud, but just low in the background. And she finally understood that I did that because I'd rather hear that than the ringing in my ears. Like the background noise from the radio was just enough that it would reduce the aggravation from the ringing to let me get to sleep.
Yeah, and I think years ago there was some kind of like a white noise machine or something. I think I saw that is at the same frequency as the like the tinnitus, and it basically cancels it out to help people sleep. We use this I don't know what you call it, ocean wave, something or other that you can listen to on YouTube or whatever, and that's kind of what we use every night. And it lasts for like 30 minutes or so, and it shuts itself down, and that way it's not running all night long, but it seems to work.
Yeah, what I've used is they have the sound of rain, and it's just the sound like the rain hitting a roof. That works too. They have I think I got that from Amazon Prime. I just let that play in the background with the sound of the rain. Only thing with that is it will just go all night long.
Yeah, and that's where I would be going all night long. That's why the rain wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, well, when I was working with the Air Force, a lot of the guys they'd leave the Air Force and they'd come to work for Northrop Grumman, and you'd be sitting around talking with them, and you'd find out that not all of them, but a lot of them all were getting some disability for the ringing in their ears from the Air Force.
Yeah, I kind of missed the boat. It wasn't really that noticeable at the time when I left, but has since has gotten to where it's not much fun. But we're doing okay. We try to stay away from high noises, and we wear ear protection now that we never did in the past, and which we couldn't, of course. So it is what it is. I'm able to hear you guys here on the air and through YouTube, so I'm not going to complain too much. We get by. I learned how to sit around others, when to be on this side versus that side, and so you can pick yourself up a little bit better. But that's the way it goes. So, well, you get a bonus apparently. So you got to be Alex's last contact, and you get to be mine today as well. So boy, you get the gold star, don't you?
Yeah, I like that guy you were just talking to when he was talking about all his free equipment, the radio, and I'm listening to that going, wow, there's nothing sitting in front of me that's anywhere near free.
No, and that's it's a terrific story. And, first the stuff was getting ready to go to the trash and was able to survive it and to get it back on the air. I think that's very, that's very cool. And it's a terrific story on top of that. And I think maybe a little of adjustments or whatever, it could be even better. But his second go around, boy, that was a big game changer. I mean, the audio was just phenomenal. The signal was about the same, but the audio was just phenomenal. But that could be changed. I mean, I think he said it was a Kenwood 440. That could be changed, with a different microphone or whatever. But boy, it was a terrific story.
Yeah, that's the kind of story, if you belong to a radio club, that would have you a good story to get up and tell, especially new members, to let them know that you don't really need a fortune to get going in the hobby.
No, and I look back to where we all have journeys, of course, in ham radio. I mean, I don't know of anybody that's come in day one and spend lots and lots of money for a radio antenna and it doesn't work that way. At least not anybody that I know. It's kind of a piecemeal thing. And I was told through my Elmer, what the sequence should probably be. Antenna, and grounding and shielding. Something that had decent receive and decent transmit, and so forth. And then the last thing you should ever consider would be an amplifier. And I tried to follow that same sequence and made a few adjustments along the way, but I don't have a big high-powered shack with all the gadgets and so forth. I have what works for me.
Yeah, I started out with the first antenna I had that was any besides a wire was the MA5B from Cushcraft. And then the Florida kind of ended that life of that thing between, I guess, the sun and the wind. It just got really ragged looking, and I replaced that, being I was happy with the MA5 with the MA6, which just added 6 meters to it. And it's never let me down, that antenna. It works pretty well, especially since I can't put it up any higher than 24 feet, and usually it's like right now it's at 20 feet because it was really windy the other day, and the mast I have it mounted on doesn't really like to be extended in the wind, so I lowered it down to 20 feet so more pipe would go inside, extends telescopes into the pipe below it, and that's where I have it. So it's only 20 feet off the ground.
Yeah, but nobody else would know that. If it works, it works, no matter the altitude, of course. So that's also the key. We're hoping that we're getting the nicer weather, but we've got the wind associated with it, and we're not talking about 10. We're talking gusts of 40, and I'm not really excited about bringing the tower over on the tilt base and that kind of wind and so forth. But we want to get that done. We're going to try to extend the beam up about another 10 foot to get it at 55 feet, just to see if it's going to make any difference. It probably won't do any difference in continental U.S. It may even hurt me a little bit, but I'm really curious to see what it does overseas. We have a hard time getting into Japan. It has to be the right timing, the right time of day, and that kind of stuff. And we're curious to see if that elevation is going to help us or hurt us. And if it doesn't look like it's going to work like we'd like, then it's easy enough to bring that 10-foot section out and go back to where it is. I guess the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. But aren't we all experimenting at one time or another, Roger?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. I'm waiting. I've been an amateur since '93. And I've been waiting and waiting. Back in the late 60s, mid-late 60s, when I had my CB radio, the sunspot cycle, the conditions were so good. With that if I told you this before, I don't remember. If I did, oh well. You could talk with 5 watts. If you hear him in the world, you could talk to him with the CB radio. It wasn't exactly legal, but you were doing it, and you didn't even know you were doing it half the time. The person you were talking to would tell you where they were. It was just phenomenal. And since I've been an amateur, the conditions have never been like that. And I mean, sometimes they've been close, but never duplicated what it was like back in the late 60s.
Well, I think it's there, but it's very sporadic, and it's certain weeks, months, whatever. Now, and the reason I say that is that I give you a great example today. I had a mobile going over through the Everglades on a LiPo battery at 5 watts and heard him. I had a guy portable outside of Orlando on 3 watts. So now I guess it's not talking around the world, but it's a 1,000-mile trip as the crow flies. So that's really good low power, and they had good signals. I mean, the 5 water guy was a 5 and 5, and there's nothing to complain about that.
Yeah, when I was talking to Alex, I didn't realize it, but I usually have my radio set to 5 watts out. Like right now I have it at 10 watts out because we're below 300. If I'm above 14,300, I have to keep it at 5 watts or my reflective power is too high. But down here I could crank it up to 20, 25 and put out 1.2 kilowatts if I wanted to. But right now I got about 8 watts going in and I have 800 coming out. But when I started talking to him, because I had to shut the amplifier off, I didn't crank up my power out of my radio, and I started the conversation at 5 watts out, and then eventually, when I realized that I cranked it up to 100, made it a little easier on him. But I was talking to him with 5 watts on 40 meters.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good, and that just shows you that the propagation is taking control of all of this. I mean, we can try to mitigate, a little bit of it, but we're not near as controlled as what the propagation is, Roger.
Oh, yeah, that time you hit almost 20 over on that last transmission, and you were down. Before that, you were like 7, 8, and that time you came right up to 20, and sounded good as always. I mean, your audio always sounds fantastic, but your signal went from like an 8 to a plus 20.
Well, I did that. I decided to turn the amp on.
Okay, I guess that would explain it. I liked when you made the statement. What'd you say about you're going to go back to the beginning or something with your microphone settings after Lo Heil was talking about the way to set up the microphone and the radio?
The way he explained it, and it very simple. I mean, because these 3 paramedic EQs and the Yaesus, I mean, it can just, you can get yourself tied in knots, but the way he described it made it very, very simple, and it started to make sense. And the nice thing is it's been saved, so you can go back and listen to it again and stop while he's talking about, well, put it here, put it there. Again, I was relatively close anyway, because most of the settings are based upon the example he gave. I mean, maybe not to that extreme, but having done that and having access with the same EQs in prior radios, I had some familiarity with how to set them up. But since this was basically new, and now we're dealing with automatic mic control, the AMC, which is a big player on this radio, and having my friend Terrence in Knoxville on his 101D and using his settings, yeah, that's like I said, this isn't all me. I had a lot of help getting it to where it is.
Well, I think I'm going to send Bob an email, because I went to his website and Heil's website, and nowhere does it mention my radio. It has all these different radios and the settings for them, but and I think he said that they were working on it, but I don't really remember. But if he has some ideal settings for my radio.
Yeah, I know he said that they're updating the site, so it would not surprise me if that is going to be coming out there. So, yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt to send him an email, but I would venture to guess it's probably going to be on the new part of the site. So, but if you want to get an answer a little sooner, it probably wouldn't hurt to email him.
Well, I can tell you that demonstration that he did when he turned that PR40 backwards while he was talking. My granddaughter, she's 2.5 years old. Some morning she'll be sitting in here with me, and she turns on my TV, and she'll be watching cartoons. The back of my microphone faces the TV, and no one has ever mentioned it or that they hear anything in my background, because sometimes she gets a little over rambunctious with the volume, and there's really good rejection off the back of this microphone.
Yeah, and on my my mic here, It actually shows directions of where you should, how you should have it set up to talk. So there's a little bit of a, I guess you call it a little diagram or something on the end of the mic, which is very helpful. So, and we did something a little different today because of Bob joining us on Saturday. So we've got our Bob Heil logo on the mic for everyone to see today.
Yeah, I noticed that right away. I have a couple of those. I got one hanging on my wall. I don't know what I did with the other ones, because I got one with, because I bought originally I bought the gold line. I used that with my 690S, and then I bought the Pro 7, and then of course the PR40. So I have a couple of those around too.
Yeah, he makes a very good microphone. I didn't use his mic in the beginning. I used an Audio Technica, and he still helped me set up the audio. So that just shows you what kind of guy he is. So, you know, and he was just as cordial on Saturday. You know, he could have been, you know, hey, I want to get this done and over with. But I think he'd have said, if we'd had more questions, he still would have been sitting there to answer our questions. So, Glenn, I'm going to close it off. I think Stumwick is starting to growl. It's getting late here for me, but gosh, what a way to end the day. Nice to work you, because I've seen you a couple times on the chat, of course. But and you've been 20 over almost the entire time as well, so we've got a good little pipeline tonight. But you get to close Alex out, and you get to close me out. Of course, it probably means more for Alex. I'm just a nobody having fun, so that's the way I try to approach it anyway. But I do appreciate you being there and supporting the channel, and always nice to hear you when you're in there. I'm not up real fast on getting back on the chat because I'm trying to keep an eye on the camera, and the chat is on a monitor to my right. So I have a hard time trying to concentrate on talking and trying to put in the chat. So if I don't respond to you, or it's a couple of words, that's a reason why, but doesn't mean that I didn't get it and don't appreciate it. So anyway, thank you again, and we got a great day here with the weather. I hope you've got it there as well, and we'll be back tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings, and we look forward to it. I may even sneak out on 40 meters in an hour and a half, and I may try it again. We'll see what happens. But anyway, it's always fun to hear you out there, and always sound good in my receive as well. Do appreciate it. So November 2, Uniform Zulu Kilo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. I'll let you finish it.
Okay, Randy, 73s. There was one thing that Bob Heil did say that kind of discouraged me a little bit, and I have my pride and joy. I don't use it, but my pride and joy was back in my TV days, and I still have it as my D104, and he did not like the D104, and I said, oh, man. Okay, 73s, we'll talk to you again. It's been a pleasure, and to you, ZK.
Yeah, he doesn't like condenser mics either, so I get it. All right, Glenn, thanks again. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We'll be clear, QRZ. No, excuse me. We'll be clear, QRT.